Now on to Tidy Till, please. Yes, indeed. Family, we appreciate y'all. We got some information to put out. Any last comments you would like to make on that? We're going to get to this here. We appreciate you. And I want to ask, if y'all got any other final questions of it, and anything that you would like to say, what made you, if you don't mind us asking, what made you come to the channel, brother? And you welcome to comment on what we're talking about now too, because we about to get into it. Let us know. You're welcome. Okay, no problem, bro. So I'll take a back seat, but you're welcome here. Let's get to it, family. And we need you from time to time, brother, when you have time. And we, like I said, a lot of them gonna come over there and show you love. And let's get on topic, family. And the topic for tonight is, and in particular the question, why has Senator Tim Sheehy given 4 different accounts of the wound that he earned? Let me correct that again. Why has Senator Tim Sheehy given 4 different accounts of the wound that he earned him a Purple Heart? I messed the word up. Sorry about that. That earned him a Purple Heart. The wound that earned him a Purple Heart. Yes. Let's see. He said, I once saw that you were live, and I just enjoyed listening to the authenticity pro-veteran message. Yes. Look, here, come on, fam. That's what we're about. Now, that's what we're talking about here. And if you got any opinion on this, this is interactive tonight, family, because we're going over some information. H-Town has done the deep research. Half truth equals a whole lie. Okay? Now, we're going to deal with this situation with Senator Tim Sheehy, Little Timmy, Combat Timmy. We kind of pick on him because he says some little out of color remarks about us as veterans. Huh? Come on now. Now, we know he ran for the Senate and he won. But prior to that, you know, he looked like he got all the right stuff, right? Listen, there's nothing wrong for running for Congress and being a veteran. That's no big deal. Here we go. Now, he ran for Congress in 2024 in particular, right? Ran as a Republican for the U.S. Senate. And we know the political divide between the Democrats, the Republicans, and you have some independents. That usually independents roll with the Democrats. But wait a minute, that wasn't the issue that he was just a Republican. That was part of the political thing. He had some issues about himself that was problematic. Okay. And he asked himself the question, wait, how did I get here? How did he get where? We're going to talk about it. Usually when we get somewhere, it doesn't happen in one time. It's a buildup. It's overlooking things. Our history follows us. So most people a lot of people that run for political office, they'll let you know that they was in the military. That's kind of a plus. And Tim's story was, you know, when he graduated from high school, he went to the Naval Academy, and he also did a few things. From what they say, he also worked with the Army Rangers, but he became a Navy SEAL. He thought about being a pilot, from what he says. You know, given what he say, I have to be, you know, just be real careful, because he says a lot of things. And then he also served, I believe, in Iraq, but I know Afghanistan. And he was born in 1985, from what I remember. Let's talk about it. Now, here's where it became an issue. He says that we shouldn't be professional veterans, but he seems to be a professional combat veteran. When you meet him, it's like, hey, nice to meet you. Oh, did I tell you I'm a combat veteran? I don't know too many combat veterans that walk around all day saying that they're a combat veteran, but that's okay. I just haven't run into that. And he borders on having super soldier syndrome, where he has to remind you in a way to take control of a conversation, to center himself, that hey, I got a Bronze Star and a purple. It's like you playing cards. Hey, I got the trump card over here. That means whatever you got, it overrides it. Huh? And it started to seem as he talked and over time that he kind of puts himself in an elevated position over other veterans. Okay? This becomes an issue because he was running for a political position of political power in the Senate. All right? Now, here's the thing. That's a very powerful position. And if his attitude toward veterans, whether he's him being a veteran or not, is very important, especially if he's a veteran, because he can use the cloak of being a veteran or this war hero, this combat veteran. He can use that to do stuff that could harm the average veteran. Now, what stood out to me was certain terminologies that he used, certain phrases and words that a lot of people who talk down or slick about veterans. He used professional veteran. You shouldn't be a professional veteran. You shouldn't reward people for being broke. We've heard that one before, haven't we? Mission, they should focus on mission, career, not giving veterans free stuff or free-ish, as he would call it. Oh, very, very colorful and very disgusting language, in my opinion. Now, so I got to get the last bit of that tea. Family, H-Town spent time doing this. Now, what I'm going to show you tonight, I don't want you to get upset. Okay? I'm going to show you some stuff tonight. Don't get mad, okay? Or we'll cut it off. If y'all want to. Okay, now remember, we've heard this before. From Dakota Meyer, the Medal of Honor winner, right before they gave him a $100,000 increase, about a $99,000 increase, whatever. Now, about $90,000 increase, because he was making what was that? 100. I forget how much they got for the Medal of Honor at first. Was it $140 a month? Now he's getting like almost $10,000 a month. Well, before he got that, he was making statements against veterans. Now, this is a veteran, one of these super soldiers. Stop paying veterans to be broken. The same thing that Tiny Tim is saying as a congressman. System rewards pain. Huh? Remember that free stuff he talked about? We have to stop. Remember what he was saying? Tim was talking about rewarding people for this and that. We have to stop confusing sacrifice with suffering. And I'm assuming if you're some kind of combat hero, that means you're supposed to be somewhere special. As you know, H-Town is a combat veteran, but I don't see nothing, no special, nothing. We all did our duty. That's how I look at it. Some did more than me probably. There's some people that weren't in combat that were in more risky situations than myself. Most of the time when I was over there, it wasn't much going on. I gotta be, it was a dangerous situation, but not often. Here's what really stood out to me when we watched the video. Now, this is now is a sitting senator. This is what he say he's sick of. I'm sick. He said sick and tired, but he said, I'm sick of veteran victim culture. Now, this is the moment that he said it, and he was testing how it would be reacted. Look at the guy that I guess is his friend or one of his comrades. That's a Purple Heart recipient. He went straight up like, "Oh boy, I don't want to be here." And he looks at him like, "What, did I say something wrong?" Because he want him to amen it. Nah, you going down with that ship alone, partner. Huh? Now listen, I'm going somewhere with this. Fair use, family, fair use. Family, what you think of those type of statements? Huh? What y'all think of that? People talking about, yeah. He say he's sick of, what did he say he was sick of? Veteran victim culture. He say he's sick of veteran victim culture. How do you feel about him saying that as a sitting senator? What is your concern? What is your attitude toward that statement? Let us know, family. Let us know. Fam, we're not playing here tonight. We're going through, we're going to go over this here. We're going to walk this thing. We're going to slow walk it. Do you understand? All right, fam. We're not playing with this. Oh, we about to do this here. Fam, we about to take this here. We're going to see if he's in a position to be authority over us and what we get as veterans, as we did with every last one of the other ones. Come on now. Come on now. Fam, we about to get into this. Y'all think we playing? H-Town has spent about 3 days dealing with this here. Listen what Brother Charleston said. And I want to deal with something first that I think they kind of knock him wrong. And if those of you that are in the Navy, I need to ask you a question because I think they kind of gave him a bad rap on this one, but you let me know. Brother Charleston says, I don't blame Navy or government for my medical issues. If the service knew, I am sure they would have treated. Okay, I hear you, brother. Now, here's the thing. Let me see, pulling this up. Let me pull this up. We're going to share the screen. Give me a second. Very good statement, my brother. We're about to get into this here. And we going back now. Let me put my headset on because I want to walk y'all through. We're going to go over this here because we're doing it for a reason. We're going back over it for a reason. I like to use people's own words. All right, here we go. Now, in the beginning of this video, and like we said, we're going to go over it in its fair use. Then we going into, we got receipts tonight, family. Are you ready for the receipts? Huh? Fair use, family. This is for informative and educational purposes only. Now, let's pull that down. Listen to this here. What he says in the beginning about how he met his wife.
Neighbor growing up was a Navy pilot, so he started teaching me how to fly when I was about 8. He was a Korean War Sky Raider, and then the next generation, 14s, all that. But the Sky Raider was ultimate close air support weapon. Came in, he started teaching me how to fly the SEAL community, and so went into the SEAL community and did the range. And then ended up getting talked into the special ops route. So went into the SEAL community and did the Rangers as well. And then did several deployments during the war. My wife was a Marine. We met at the academy. I was a mail order husband, actually.
Now, that's one of the key things right there. Listen to what he said. Now, listen to this here, and we're going to get to our questions here. Listen to what he says.
I was a mail order husband, actually, believe it or not. She picked me right out of a catalog. Academy. Did the Rangers as well, and then did several deployments during the war. My wife was a Marine. We met at the academy. I was a male.
So his wife was a Marine. They met at the academy. Some people criticize, how can they meet at the academy? Are there some Marines at the Naval Academy? Please let me know. and let me know your attitude toward him. Raider HQ says, I get bothered by people trying to project on a macro level their personal experience. I never expressed it like that. That's what I feel. Yeah, he like their personal experience. So that everybody got to have done what they did. That is not very veteran centric. No, stuff for me, but not for thee. That's what Charleston said last time. Come on now. Oh, we about to cook this situation. Now, some people said, oh, he said he met his wife in the Naval Academy. There probably are some Marines at the Naval Academy, right? We don't know, but is that possible? That I'm not saying I'm not saying she went through the Naval Academy. I don't know, but I'm assuming as a Marine, she could have been stationed there, or do they go through the Naval Academy training too? Can Marines go through the Naval Academy? I don't know. We may not, none of us know, but let's check it out. Thanks for the statement there, Raider HQ and Charleston. Now we're going to get on to the rest of it here. As we said, fair use. Now we're going to get into the part that was really, and I want y'all to hear this because this is fresh. Let me see. Now, let's see. Now, here we go. Now, listen to this. That ain't going nowhere. I mean, so I'm glad it's that commercial, family. So give us a patient moment here. I got to get YouTube without commercials. Now, okay. Our brother says, and family, feel free to chime in, all of you. Navy and Marine pilots train at the same academy. That's what I was wondering. So when they said that, I said, nah, that don't sound right because the Marines is part of the Navy. Marines do ID at Navy Academy enlisted, I think. Okay, because remember, I think some of the drill instructors might be Marines, right? At the Naval Academy. Am I wrong? When they did, let me ask you this here. When they did that movie, An Officer and a Gentleman, didn't Lou Gossett Jr. play that's the black drill instructor. He played a Marine, correct? He had to, or he wasn't Navy, was he? And I know, I'm assuming that Richard Gere was in the Naval Academy and he was going to be a Navy officer. Charleston Z, you are right. Okay. All right. Now, but she's an officer when I remember. Now, fair use family, we going back into this. I do want y'all to notice something. While they have a lot of subscribers on this channel, if you look, still got 69 likes. This is the third time we looked over this, and only I'm going somewhere with this family. Be patient with me. Ain't went higher, even though they got 172 subscribers. I mean, 182,000 subscribers. Still only have 2.2 thousand views. So somebody with that many subscribers should have a lot of views. I don't see a lot of veterans rocking with this. So let us continue, family. Now listen at his opinion on veterans.
Which we don't deal with politics, but seeing what Brandon went through on just jokes and then how the media would just be like, nope, dude hates veterans.
See, they talking about Brandon, they like to joke about us, but is that joking or are they doing jokes that degrade us, okay? Now, Betty Bob's chart to say, thank you, shipmate Betty Bob's. Yes, indeed, the Navy standing in. Because remember that Tim, Lil Timmy is a member of the Navy, even though he sees himself as this and that. He went in the Navy.
As he sits next to veterans.
Now listen to this.
Veteran podcast to raise
he sits
money.
next to a Purple Heart recipient. And then 3 other veterans beside him. And it's like, no, he hates veterans. He hates.
You having a Purple Heart or whatever, a Bronze Star, Medal of Honor, don't give you the right to say, hey, I got the credentials to say what I want. No, respect and decorum. It's called an officer and a gentleman. Now listen to what Brother Charleston say. Isn't enlisted and officers doing the nasty against USMC? Yes. Now listen, what does sitting next to a veteran prove or disprove about how he behaves? Remember, people sat next to Benedict Arnold, one of the greatest war heroes. You hear me say this all the time. I'm just telling the truth. If not the greatest war hero in this country, because he won the pivotal battle of Saratoga, but he was the greatest betrayer of this country. While he was the greatest war hero, he was also the most dishonorable. He did not have honorable service. Real powerful statement there, HQ.
Veterans.
I made a comment at a veterans town hall,
Now he had a veteran town hall. This is what this man says at a veteran town hall.
Also a Purple Heart recipient, and I said, hey,
you see how many times they got to mention Purple Heart recipient, Purple Heart recipient?
As veterans, because I'm sick and tired of the veteran victim culture. They come home and they're like, oh my God, give me a blanket. I mean, like, listen, like we all volunteer.
You heard him say, give me a blanket. I'm going to break that down in a minute. We don't ask for blankets, but certain veterans get blankets. We're going to talk about that. Remember that.
We're all volunteer force. And we're veterans, not victims. So when we come back, there are certain things that we need and we earned and we deserve. Yes. That does not include all of the above, whatever the fuck I want forever, free shit, emotional support dogs at every street corner.
Emotional support dogs at every street corner. This is showing a social disconnect because he has a privilege that we don't. Okay? He was able to get government contracts and do them. I don't know if he got government contracts, correct me, but he's able to do things in a way that we're not because he's a former Navy SEAL that people like to hero worship. Now, I wish he stopped at we earn what we deserve. I never thought about it like that. Family, listen to that. I wish he stopped with we earn what we deserve. You earn? No, they respect us for our sacrifice. Earn like what? Now listen. Oh, last time I asked if he wants my blinky. Yeah, he wants your blinky.
Or blankets wrapped around me, a free job, candy, Halloween costumes, and a free car. All right? No.
You see how disrespect. Oh, he want a point, but you platformed him. Don't get him on that. If you ain't giving him no pushback, the guy to the right, you platformed him. We about to go in on him. I ain't talking about the brother to the right.
Like, come home, get a job.
Come home and get a effing job. How do you feel about a city senator saying that? How do y'all feel about that? Go home and get an effing job. Come home. Is that a way? What kind of leader you think he was as an officer? He was a lieutenant from what I remember. Go home and get an effing job. These are the ones behind closed doors making decisions about our benefits, fam. Go home and get an effing job.
And live your life and continue to serve your country. Now, yes, if you got free car, all right? No, like come home, get a job, get a mission, and live your life and continue to serve your country. Now,
so continue to serve your country. It's benefited him. He's a senator. He get paid and all kind of stipends. It benefits him. He has his own business. That you think it wasn't no nepotism involved in that? Do you think people millionaires and billionaires don't like sitting around with him talking about, oh, look, I was in this, him giving his war stories, and I said it, war stories. You did more. Well, I'm about to say it. Oh God. Oh, I better not say it. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Y'all been more dangerous situation than a lot of these guys. Just because you was in the Navy SEALs or any special forces don't mean you was in combat. Now listen, Raider says, I had this issue with Lieutenant Gabe, so disconnected, so doesn't have a job. Like, who doesn't have a job, right? What percentage of veterans don't have jobs? Yes, many veterans work. Come on, family, let's talk about this. Charleston says, F Tiny Tim. You are emasculating him. That is a naval officer, sir. Brother Charleston, will you please apologize to his ego? Please, my brother. I got my job, no help at discharge. Who in here got your job without the VA help, without the military help? Who got your job when you got out the military, that they didn't get the job? Who in here got your job? Did they help you get the job? Let's put it like that. Did they help you get a job on the way out? Did the military help you get a job on the way out? Or you got your own civilian job? Let us know. Did they help you? Yes or no? Now listen to what Raider HQ say. This is a false dilemma fallacy, because he doesn't even know how many veterans do or do not have jobs. He has a fantasy in his brain. Please listen to what he's saying. This is a fantasy. He's out of touch, fam. That's right, a fantasy. No, nobody help. Betty Bob say, Charleston, I agree. Now listen. Some people may have got help, especially now. Betty Bob said, no, they didn't not help me. No, and won't apologize. Wow. No, he won't. Coasty says no. H-Town says no. Oh, they did do one thing before I got out. They showed me how to tie a tie, which my friend had already taught me. Raider says, technically, I did get help, but due to my MOS having civilian certification, which I think needs to be a thing. See, they need to have, if you're a truck driver in the military, you need to be able to take that credentials and be a truck driver. You should be able to be a truck driver in the civilian life. I believe in that. You should have something in your MOS that transfers over in most cases. Some may not. Mine was radiology tech. Wow. It seemed like that would be simple to transfer over. And everybody look for a job. But in his mind, we're beneath him.
Yes, if you got injured, you got wounded, you got issues, 100%, we need to stand behind you. The VA is there to serve those veterans who deployed to combat.
Okay, first you have to been deployed to combat. This the only ones he won't get disability or any kind of help. I'm about to show you.
Who have service-connected disabilities, come home and need.
So you deployed to combat, you had service-connected disability, come home. Sound like he's just talking about himself.
Support. It is.
Come home and get support. Need support. Who gonna determine whether I need support? Even if I was in a combat situation, he might think I don't need support.
It's not there to be a catch-all, like, campus support program for any need. I need new insoles for my shoes. Go to Foot Locker like the rest of us, and the victim culture has permeated way too much. And we got to put a stop to it. And people want to talk about veterans. It's like, yeah, because they're convinced in their head that they have nowhere else to go. They're veterans. They're broken. No, they're not broken. They're not broken. They're strong, great patriots who volunteered to serve. And the best thing we can do when they get home is give them a mission, give them a career, not give them free stuff. And I've said that repeatedly, like I'm saying now, and they clip that and say, oh, Jim hates veterans. I'm like, I'm married to a combat veteran.
Oh, Lord, don't y'all get sick of that. I want y'all to hear this for a reason. He married to a combat veteran. Good Lord. Every other word in his mouth is combat veteran, Purple Heart. That's what I can tell you. People say, hey, I'm not racist. My best friend is black. But you never see him with your best friend. I don't have a problem with women. Guess what? My wife is a woman. My mom is a woman. I hope your mom is a woman. Okay. For biological purpose, that's Captain Obvious, dude. Now, Charleston say my MOS didn't transfer, got my CDLs before Navy, and after got certified as a civilian electrician. Got first job 2 months after active. Okay. How long did it take y'all to get a job once you got out of the military? I want to say it took me about 6 months because I went to a training program. It took me about 6 months because I went to a job training program. They kind of gave me a stipend and stuff. Raider says, Tim hates non-combat veterans. Family, did y'all hear it? Do y'all agree with that? Do you think Tim hates non-combat veterans? I don't think he likes combat veterans unless they special forces or look like all the guys that's sitting up there. I think, or are they not from some rural, rugged, they don't have muscles on top of muscles. Now, Charleston says, Navy loved my training and schooling before. Okay. Man, y'all bring some powerful statements in there. We thank y'all for being actively involved. Let's get to it.
I am a combat veteran, multiple tours.
Oh, I am a combat veteran, multiple tours. Whoa, boy, you young enough to be my son. That'd be kind of complicated given I'm a black man, but hey, stranger things have happened, okay? Boy, you know where I was when you was in grade school? I was in the military at Desert Storm, fool. I was overseas in Germany. It was cold, though. I remember when I was stationed over there. Coming from Houston, it wasn't cool being in that cold place.
All I'm saying is we as veterans have a higher bar when we get home. And that bar is not give me free shit, give me a lifetime of handouts, give me a lifetime of benefit programs. No, it's come home and continue to serve your country, continue to achieve, and make the nation proud again.
So we got to make the nation proud. They don't give us nothing. I'm going to stop right there on that. We're going to get back to, we about to break this thing down, family. The problem with this guy is he is in the Senate. He go to all these Senate hearings and he's trying to influence stuff on our benefits, who should get it and who shouldn't get it. If he says that openly when he's not behind closed doors, can you imagine what he says behind closed doors about us? Coach said, I agree, excuse me. And then Sheehy has a big head. That's why doesn't wear a cover cap. Yeah, his head look bigger than mine. God dog. Now 2 weeks. It was 1994, and I was dressed in tailor-made suits from South Korea. Come on now. Yes, I got tailor-made suits in Germany, but we got them from England. 1989 and 1990. Come on now, family. Now, family, look at this, what's going on here. Let me see, can I get the next one up? We're not going to pull it yet, but we want to see, can we be ready for it? All right, we're going to just leave it right there. Family, when he behind them closed doors, here's the problem. Family, y'all going to see some things here you probably ain't saw nowhere else. Okay. This the things I believe he's trying to do. He said it in the interview. Tiny Tim, aka Combat Timmy. He want people to get VABA and VHA benefits. The standard would be that you would deploy to combat, service-connected disabilities, discharge from home, come home and need support. Who determines what you need or not? It'll be them. Okay? Even if you meet these requirements and they trying to knock off veterans. He playing with these toy soldiers. So this combat's supposed to be the key, right? Now listen. So as our brother said, now listen. He broke it down. Raider says, Tim hates non-combat veterans. See, we've come to that same conclusions. If you think, in your opinion, Do you think he really despises or hates non-combat veterans? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that Tim Sheehy despises non-combat veterans. And I'm gonna show you why hypocritical that is of him in a minute. Might make you mad. Put a 1 in the chat if you think he despises non-combat veterans. Yes, Brown. Come on, if y'all think he despises or hates non-combat veterans. Yes, Brown Leather. Let's see. Charleston say he despises non-combat veterans. Betty said he despises non-combat veterans. Jay Oliver said he despises non-combat veterans. And you know, I can't say the other word too many times, but you know what I'm saying. Benny says he despises non-combat veterans. Still not upset. Okay. Okay, so you don't let it faze you. So he look, isn't it convenient that the top rows that I described to you before he even said this, I described to this 8 months ago. I didn't know if he said it before that. Listen, now he just said this recently. How convenient he's in the top rows. He's a combat veteran, he was in special forces, and he's a military officer. How self-serving is his position? We have 15 likes and 10 watching. Thank you, family. And I'm telling you, we're going to get a few views here tonight. Y'all come in heavy tonight. Let's get to it. He say the service dog, no. Who disagrees with that? What's your problem with that? He say you don't need no service dog. You need a job. You don't need a service dog. You need a clipboard in your hand from your job. You need some machinery in your hand. You need a steering wheel if you're an Uber driver or Lyft driver. That's what you need, not no service dog. No, he say no to service dog. Oh, he made some hints about homeless veterans. He didn't mention homeless veterans, did he? Yes, he did. When he started talking about those blankets. Who you think those blankets are for? Because I've seen the VA out there helping veterans. I've seen the VA out here in Houston. They don't make a big deal about it, and I thank them for doing it, where they doing stuff and seeing the needs of the veterans out there on the street. Now listen, Charleston said, I bet Navy Beans, his wife, is enlisted, and he made her salute at night. Why this dude out of control? That Charleston. You're out of control, man. Charleston, that would be real. Do you think he make all his children salute him? That would be a real small person that need all that. Now listen. Now, there are veterans and non-veterans that need blankets when it gets freezing cold. Sometimes they have to put them up in rooms. Sometimes they have to put them in hotels. It be freezing. They do that even sometime down here, even when ain't no celebrities coming. Oh, no, not the children also, family. Y'all think he makes his children salute too? Do you think it would be reckless for him to would it be reckless for him to discharge a firearm around his children and wife? No, tell me no. Now look, so he say no blankets. So he don't really care about the veterans that are struggling, that were homeless. During the Iraq War, when it first started out, that's the second one, not the one I was in 91, not the Gulf War, the second Gulf War. It wasn't about a month after it was over, there was already 600 homeless veterans that they counted. I said, how can that be that quick? Man. He say no, not just the blankets. He say no to insoles. What is he saying? Let me get my music on here. Hold on. What is he saying? Oh, now we getting to the juice. Oh, we about to get to it. Oh, y'all about to trip out now. I'm slow walking this. That's why I want you to see his own words. No, we're going to determine tonight whether he is a liar or not. Not my words. You know what that's saying? He said go to Foot Locker if you need insoles. What if somebody has a certain condition like flat feet? What reason would you need insoles in your shoes? What type of painful conditions can cause you to need insoles in your shoes? And to ask your VA doctor, that's why he don't want you to get that free at the VA. He wants you to go pay for them at Foot Locker. How insensitive is this guy? Oh boy, he making y'all. We got sailors in the room, family. So he's Navy too. So they speaking in Navy language back to him. He said, go to Foot Locker. Tiny Tim is a yes, he is a deep idiot. Yes, indeed. Come on, family. So he's really trying to say we shouldn't get treatment. You should go pay for it. Because remember, the insoles don't come from the Veterans Benefit Administration. It comes from when you go to a VA hospital and you get insoles. He don't think we should get that free stuff. So he don't want to pay for treatment. He want to cut that off too. And he also say, get back to work. He don't want you getting your percentage. This is his opinion. But remember, he's a senator who has influence, and we may not be able to stop him from becoming senator again, but we need to highlight what's going on. Let's talk about it. Oh, how did this slide get in here? Oh, these guys always talk about getting a job, but let's talk about it. Sean Ryan, nowhere on this does he say he is a veteran. Nowhere on here does he say he's a Navy veteran. He says Sean Ryan, CEO of Vigilance Elite. Wow, that's a real powerful name. Former Navy SEAL, former CIA contractor. If we could be a CIA contractor, that just by being a Navy SEAL or something like that, we'd have good jobs too. Many of you had a security clearance when you got out. Who had a security clearance when they got out? Put a lock in the chat, or put the word lock in the chat to show security clearance. Who had a security clearance when they got out? You could work for the CIA. Why not? Put the word lock in the chat if you had a security clearance. So these guys are given certain positions, given based on that. Come on now. CEO of this, people are willing to invest in them and give them government contracts. If you had a security clearance, that's all they just need is a security clearance. But they have some special stuff to work for the CIA. No, they're just like, ooh, some of them are fanboys. Some of these millionaires, some of these people in government are fanboys of these guys. Betty Bob's had a security clearance. Oh, family, we're not playing with this tonight. Look at me. This one guy after another. Look at me. I got a Purple Heart. I got 2 Purple Hearts according to Gabe. Look at me. I got the Medal of Honor. Look at me. I was in Special Forces. So that gives me a right to tell you what to do. Huh? Look at me. It's all about me. I noticed there are white males. Yes, and we want to make it clear, not all white males think like this. Anybody can be egotistical. The issue is they are platformed. Their ego is platformed. These individuals, I noticed something in particular. They're all males in particular. A lot of them white, most of them white, if not all of them, but they're males and they're in special forces. They have some type of decoration from the military. They're highly decorated individuals. What other commonalities do you see in Gade, Dakota Meyer, Sean Ryan, I ain't gonna put, I don't know if he dissed veterans now. I ain't gonna say that about Sean Ryan. Now look, say I stayed at my Holiday Inn one time. I stayed at a Holiday Inn one time. You got jokes. Oh, Raider, you better cut it out. You better cut Oh Lord. See how down to earth he is, man. Man, we ain't got time for you, Raider. He say, I'm not a what'd you say? I'm not a combat vet, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn one time. I tell people I'm not an idiot, but I played one on television. Betty Boss laughing at Raider on that one. Man, look at him. The problem they have with us, out of the blue, they got all this money, these businesses, these opportunities that are handed to them, but they still got a problem with us. And I'm explaining what that problem is. And I've explained it to an extent in the past. They don't have credibility among us. See, they couldn't walk in here like Raider HQ walked into the night. They couldn't do that and to feel down home. They can't walk in here the way Charleston walked in here, the way Betty walked into the chat and became a part of the family, because of the fact they couldn't walk in here like Benny did, like our sister Farm Girl Rebel. Huh? They couldn't walk in here like Alaskan Ice did, just coming in and being a part of things, not like, look at me. So they got a problem with us getting health care, VA disability. They really can't do nothing about the state benefits, but they want to get all of them. They just don't want us to have them. They greedy. Uh-oh, fam. H-Town, break it down. Listen to me. See, ain't nobody else breaking it down like this here. Because they didn't get this. It was in my brain. Excuse me for my Southern colloquialisms. Now, fam, I want you to hear this here. I got to make it where I can see it. So, fam, look at this here. Tell me if you can see the numbers. I'm going to have to come out of the line. Can y'all see it? I may have to pull it up where, yeah, so I can see it pretty good here. So here's it on the timeline. We're going to talk about his situation with his Purple Heart that he received. Now, according to him, on April the 25th, 2012, he was injured and received a bullet wound. He gave different accounts, even on the battlefield, how he received it. And we're going to talk about that. He had an undisclosed wound in Afghanistan on April the 25th, 2012. Now follow this. This is where it gets weird. On June the 15th, 2015, 3 years later, he was awarded the Purple Heart. For that wound that he says that he received, but he didn't disclose. So how would they know to give him the Purple Heart if he didn't tell nobody he was injured? I don't know how you can get a bullet wound and nobody know it. Now listen. Then a few months later, he unlawful shooting at Glacier Park in Montana. Follow me now. This was on October the 15th. October the 18th, 2015. A few months later, what's that? July, August, September, October, 4 months later. Now that's weird. You say, hold on. But nobody knew about the bullet wound until October. So how did they give him a Purple Heart award 3 months earlier when nobody knew? Nobody discovered until the incident in Glacier Park. And look how many of these things are illegal. Undisclosing a wound in a military. I would love to know Raider, is it a problem if someone does not follow regulations and get injured and don't report it when they legally supposed to do so, and they knowingly withhold it? Can you receive VA compensation for that? I would love to know. Now, continue. So that happened at Glacier Park. Then when he ran for Senate in 2024, that one of the biggest ways, I have to take back what I said about the on this part about the Washington Post, because they did do a detailed thing, and even New York Times or New York, I forget which one it was, and several other reference what was said with said about the shootings, the inconsistencies. And the Washington Post put theirs out on April the 6th, 2024, last year, when he was running for election. So he had to kind of tell stuff or disclose stuff, because he wants, oh Lord, give me a second. Sorry about that, fella. My iPad went dead. I was supposed to get that thing right. Give me a sec. Sorry about that. Now, so let's get into it. Uh-oh, there we go. I'm escaped because I know y'all might be talking. Oh, boy. Now, let's charts and say 2012, 2015, 2015, 2024. So how did he get a Purple Heart in June of 2015 when nobody knew he had the wound until nobody knew he had the wound until what, October 2015? Let me be clear. Nobody knew he had the wound until what happened at Glacier Park on October the 18th, 2015, over 4 months later. So how could he get a Purple Heart awarded? Huh? When nobody knew, because he didn't reveal it until he got in that incident at Glacier Park, unlawful shooting he didn't go to jail for. Interesting. Uh-oh. Here we go. Let's talk about it. Now, let me finish what y'all saying here, because I will go over there. I want to hear y'all statements. Now, listen. Charlton say paper cut in June 2015, Afghanistan, rough paper cut hurt. Now, listen to what our brother Raider says. That won't affect their disability rating. Okay. The problem is that their chain of command tends to cover for them. I want to say it. I'm trying to articulate it, brother. You so right. Chain of command. Why do they cover for certain people and not others? Is it because they feel like these people are critical to the mission? Or is it the fact that he's an officer or he's in special forces and they get special treatment? What do you think, Raider and everyone else? Raider says, in my chain of command, they covered for a first lieutenant who committed adultery and made an injury appear that had them transferred. Oh, did you hear that? Whoo, family, we about to get into it. Listen what Raider says. Raider say, officer / special forces equals special treatment. What did Sib Div say when he was in his capacity? You know, he was, I think, a grunt. He was in what do you call it, PSYOPs, and he said Chris Cowden was living in trailers and air conditioned trailers and stuff out there. Even though I understand that, especially if you're in the Air Force or certain things, you got to be in that. But it ain't like they was roughing it all the time. CH Town, I told you about those affairs. Yeah, Betty Bops, you right. God dog. Look what he said. Listen what he said. Wow, look at that. Wow, they transferred him. He didn't lose his commission. He just was transferred. Remember what he said. Raider said, officer special forces equal special treatment. Raider, I've been known. You gonna give me on copyright. That sounds like a topic. So you don't beat me to it. That might be a thumbnail. Now listen, Betty Bob say, see, I told you about those affairs. I had to read that again. Now, Coach say, absolutely right, Raider. Yes, indeed. Raider says, now on my desk, they do not get special treatment. Now, I'm not saying nobody ever directly asked you, but have they ever kind of implied that you should give them special treatment? You ain't got to say, because I want, but have you ever kind of inferred they like, or have anybody tried to flex on you? Telling you how this person is this person that, but, oh, you don't give them, why don't you give them special treatment? They're special forces though. And why you don't see their situations? They've in a lot of dangerous situations, it seems. Why don't you see it different? Yes, they tell me I'm going to do, and yes, they flex all the time. Yes, they tell me what I'm going to do, and yes, they flex all the time. Do y'all hear this here? Fam, do you hear me? Man, y'all being here tonight, y'all don't know what this means to me because we getting to the bottom of this. Now listen, when this comes out, because he kept talking about, I'm a combat veteran. I'm this and I'm that. I got a Purple Heart. Now remember, 2015 to 2024 is 9 years later, but he's still harping about his medals. So the first thing they do is look up medals. Remember, there was a couple Navy commanders, I'm talking about like 3-star generals that unalived themselves because, and it wasn't, they were highly decorated Vietnam veterans. One of them was highly decorated, had stuff that nobody else had, some people even in infantry, but I guess he wanted to wear this one medal that wasn't that significant, but somebody caught him in the news with it on. I saw the interview. I don't know if they scrubbed it off the internet. They say, sir, you're wearing that medal. You didn't earn this, not in your records. Did you earn this? He looked and walked to the ship. He took his life the next day. Because he had earned that. That was evidence to earn, but he wanted that one too. But sometimes we wonder, do they earn all these medals? To be honest with you. Now, listen to what Rader says. The evidence dictates how the claim will be determined. That is how it is. Anyone else using any other metric is not rating correctly. Is there any influence from the military itself, from active duty military trying to influence what goes on at the VA? Or is that totally separate, our brother? Now listen to what Betty Bob says. The most combat they were in was getting out of someone else's spouse's bed. That's what I'm saying. No, the military cannot influence anything. Okay, so a general calling you, Betty Bob, she telling the truth though. I don't know how, boy, she know the game. Man, Charleston say Betty Bob shipmates will tell you, you officers in the Navy get special treatment on ships even when they screw up. Yes. Oh, they probably feeling upset. Officers in the Coast Guard too, Charleston. But shout out to our brother, what's his name? Alumni 4, but we got to tell the truth about those that are not doing it right. Now, Charles said, Betty Bob's, that's special forces for sure. Come on now. Now listen. This comes out. Listen where it come out. What they saying here. NBC News. Correction. Montana GOP, this is last year when he was running for Senate. Montana GOP Senate candidate Tim Sheehy says there are no records to prove story of gunshot wound. So how in the world did he get a Purple Heart? if there's no records to prove that he got a gunshot wound. Now, I understand PTSD, but even with my PTSD, I had to prove that I was in a combat situation because it happened in combat. If it would have happened somewhere else, I would have to prove it that way. How did he get a Purple Heart and there was no record of the combat wound? They just taking his word for it? Well, maybe he's a reliable historian. Because remember, hold on. Didn't he break the rules by not reporting that to his command, that he received a gunshot wound that could interfere with his ability to perform his duty as a member of the Navy? Wow. Oh, Lord. Betty Bob say, I'm a woman. I got hit on all the time. I reported over 15 men in my Navy career. Wow. How many of them were reprimanded for what they did to you, Betty? Raider says, call, it's stolen valor, call. Oh, brother, please stick around. It gets better. That statement he just made, that statement you just made, wow. Please stick around. We about to get into this. If you're able to, watch it on the replay. He said he went before a medical discharge board from the Navy, but there's no record of it. He said he got on a medical discharge. There's no record of it. Because I say the discharge board, because I don't think you can get out with a medical discharge unless you go before a medical discharge board. Am I right, Raider family? In order to get out of the military with a medical discharge, you have to go before a military medical board. Am I right? Number 2, when he got the Purple Heart. Family, we about to tie all this together. H-Town took time to get all this together. Okay, he said you can do a MEBS or a PEBS. Okay. Now, what are those exactly? MEBS and PEBS. Let us know. Let us know what that is. And I forgot what question I asked y'all family. I know y'all know because my brain be moving. Now we're dealing with when he got awarded. There is no real board. Okay, MEBS. Okay, MEBS or PEBS. Maybe STD. You think that was his medical condition? Oh, boy. And you know what? They might service connect them for that. Lord, let's deal with this Purple Heart. That's what we're going to. That he got on June the 15th, 4 months before he shot himself in Glacier National Park. Now, Raider says medical evaluation board, physical evaluation board. Okay, that's what it is. That's what, because I'm not good with acronyms, I forget. Medical examination board or physical evaluation board. You can do, that's no requirement. But if you get if you're getting out on a medical board, if they can get you out on a medical without the board, you're saying? Now, Betty Bob say, hit on, come on to me and getting vulgar. I had at least 5 gave me low evaluation. That's what people do. If you won't do nothing with them, they have sex with them or something, they got a problem with it. It's been, and sorry it happened to you, Betty. That's real disrespectful there, you know. I hope it's changed some. Raider HQ said, it's been a while, so I'm just recalling it from memory. Okay, now I want to ask you something, Raider. When it comes to military S trauma, is it hard to prove if they didn't go in for a medical exam or they didn't complain? Can you use the records when they made complaints? But what if they made complaints and the command hid it? Is it ways to find that information if someone was sexual harassed or assaulted? Let us know if you know anything about that. Now he says they can get you out on a medical, but there would be record, and it's not a thing that you can do unofficial or secretly, even if you were in special forces. Now listen what he says. I was a MST coordinator. Did y'all hear this? This is another blessing. We would use behavior marks to try to prove it. Okay, behavior marks. Fam, thank you for that information. So let me tell you something. No, it's got to be proven. I told you about my friend's father-in-law he did a secret mission. I won't say he was special forces, he was in the Air Force to Vietnam. They were in a country other than Vietnam that they wasn't supposed to be in. He dropped beacons. You listening to me? Officially, we wasn't supposed to be there. He dropped beacons. They were captured by the military members of that, and they put them in bamboo prison out there. They broke out. They unalived one of them, tied the other ones up, and got signals because they was putting beacons for the planes to land in that country. I'm not gonna say what country it is. This is what we had to do. He said, well, no, he had 4 months to live. And he said, he's gonna lose out. He said, there was a secret mission. They're not gonna admit it. I said, don't have to admit it. We're gonna say what happened and then say, hey, this is what, things happen. And you know what they responded was, we can neither confirm nor deny. Now tell me, have you ever seen this before, Raider? What happened? But nothing he says is unfactual. And they gave him 100% within 3 weeks to a month. But that's because he was older, and he was older in Vietnam, and he was dying of cancer. He didn't live 3 or 4 months. He lived another 4 or 5 years. Did you hear me? So we need to find out when it comes to military S trauma about those behavioral markers. That's interesting. Now listen to what our brother says here. Posted. When you get a medical discharge, don't you get out and don't go to the reserves, or am I not understanding this? Can you get out on a medical discharge and still go into reserves? Because he was, I think, the active reserve too. That's why he got his Purple Heart while he was in the reserves, not the inactive reserve. I wonder, can you, because I know some of them go for VA disability. It depends on what the disability is, I think. Now, Raider says, in situations like that, the VBA would ask the DOD for a secret record review, and the DOD will either tell the VBA yes or no, and will grant if yes. That's what it was. Okay, that's because they wouldn't confirm none of the information, but they gave it to him. And man, it's juicy. I can't tell y'all. He passed away, but I can't tell you what it was because it was secret information. They ain't coming to visit me. A whole nother country, family. I'm not gonna spill the tea. For those of you that don't know, that's a saying in our culture for the young people say, when you telling the gossip, spilling the tea. I didn't know what it meant for a long time. Raider say, when you get out on a medical, you still go into IRR status for a few years. Yes, that's what I was with. But I think he was active reserve, not inactive. I'm not for sure. Charles say, no, Coastie. In SEALs, you go back to a lower rank officer. I don't know. Interesting. Now, family. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Thank you. Now, family, now look here. He's awarded the Purple Heart. All right. Oh, what is this right here? Hold on, H-Town. You do not actually have the Purple Heart, a photo of the actual Purple Heart that Tiny Tim, aka Combat Tim, aka Tim Sheehy, actually got. Yes, this is it right here. He was so insecure, he wanted to pop it up. Yes, indeed. Look what it says. Lieutenant Tim P. What you think the P stand for? Lieutenant Tim P. Sheehy, United States Navy. Don't say former Navy SEAL, it says Navy. For wounds received in action on April 25th, on the 25th of April, 2012 in Afghanistan, given under my hands in the city of Washington, the 5th day of June. I hope I didn't get that day wrong. Oh, no, I didn't put that day on there when he got it. He received it. So he got it in June. The shooting happened at the, happened the shooting at the national park happened 4 months later, which is strange for him to get this, because how would they know that he had been injured when he didn't tell nobody until after he got shot? He admits that. Awarded June, backdated. I'm wondering. Come on now. Because the only way they found out, that's him right here. He was very defensive. The math ain't mathing, family. The math 1 + 1 don't equal 3. The math is not math, and the dates don't match up. Now let's get to what happened. Oh, we about to get into it, family. Are y'all ready for this information? Huh? The unlawful shooting, Glacier Park. Now, if you discharge a weapon in a national park, they can take the weapon from you. Am I lying? Now, y'all tell me if I'm lying. You go and start poaching and fishing. They can take the vehicles you were driving. They can take all that stuff. Anything you was using to commit the crime is a crime to discharge a weapon in a national park. When I'm saying something wrong, somebody let me know. And this happened on October the 18th, 2015, 4 months later. So let's see. This the third one, in yellow. This is exactly where it happened, at Logan's Pass, which is, I think, one of the higher elevations. It happened here. And it's sad. What happened here? This weapon situation, this controversy. He was with his family, wife and children. Okay. Unlawful use. Okay, let me see. Hold on, I missed something. Okay, I already said that. Okay, now the inconsistency. Now we going on to what happened on the 6th. You can correct DD-214s, DD-21, I think, by Navy Award Board. Okay. But can they backdate when the award is effective? The Purple Heart is affected? Okay, here's the inconsistencies. Dealing with the park ranger. Okay, we're going to go into this. We're going to slow walk this thing in different ways. This is the one. Now, the man name is Kim, but it's actually a man. It wasn't a female. DD 215, correct. Okay, thank you. Okay. Now, he took off out that park, and I'm going to tell you what happened. I can't tell you now. Let me get to it. There was an incident in the park. Oh, Lord. First, it was the ranger. A Montana park ranger says Senate candidate Tim Sheehy lied about combat wounds. Now, this is what the park ranger said. Sheehy claims he was wounded in Afghanistan, but ranger said he investigated accidental shooting in 2015, meaning October 2015. So how in the world he got a Purple Heart before that, when he's saying that this man told him, this man running for Senate at the time, got the wound at the park, not. And so how is he want a Purple Heart 4 months before, and he didn't tell nobody? He disclosed it first to who? To the park ranger. When the park ranger went to the hospital, because he took off out of the park, and somehow they followed him. Maybe they had cameras. They followed his whoever he was out there, And he started telling, mine is slow these days. Understand, it's okay. Now, the thing that I missed from the Purple Heart is that the injury was due. So the thing that is missing from the Purple Heart is that the injury was due to hostile actions, not even injury in combat theater is a Purple Heart. Wow. Not even injury in a combat theater is a Purple Heart. Come on now. Now, I want to ask you this here, though. What about, do you have to have, what other ways? I know grenades, you getting shot. Is there any other ways to get Purple Hearts other than getting stabbed, shot, or some explosion? Let us know if you know, Raider, or anybody else. We were kind of stuck on that last time. Jolly say yes, medal citations are submitted by superiors and often verified by those being awarded for location and action. Oh, so they get to say where it happened at. Now, people was attacking this park ranger, but we about to get into it. Oh Lord, what is this? Hold on, fam. What is this on the screen? This can't actually be the citation that he received. This can't actually be what was given to little Timmy at the time, Tim Sheehy. Oh, it was executed. So it was executed on October the 20th, 2015. But in actuality, the incident happened, if you look to the right, they even had a violation number. The date and time of offense, it's an offense, was the 10th, October 18th, 2015 at 1400 hours. What time is 1400 hours, fam? On Logan's Pass, like I told you. Discharge of firearm. And coincidentally, the firearm discharge right in the same right arm in the same spot where he got injured. So we're gonna talk about it. Okay, he paid $525 in total. I thought the fine was $500. Okay, so 1400 hours is 2 p.m. Now he's with his family. He didn't refute the shooting. They took off out the park after the shooting. Now he could have harmed his children. He could have harmed his wife. That was extremely reckless for a what? Former Navy SEAL that's supposed to be an expert with weapons and be responsible with weapons. So much combat experience. Did I tell you my wife was a combat veteran too? Wow. Fam, are we seeing this? This is the ticket. He signed it. He signed it. He signed it. Yes, he is. Yeah, they gave him a $25 fee. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Wow. Should have been to jail. That's it. The math ain't mathing, family. Oh boy. Now, family, this is gonna have a new meaning right here because he does a lot. We're gonna go over a short clip here because we breaking this thing down. We're gonna get through this. Where we at about? We getting through this here thing. Give me a second. Oh boy. Now we're going to see what's going on, family. See, we doing this here to make an example out these individuals so they don't sit here try to attack our benefits. You remember the horrible things? We shouldn't get free S. Remember all that? That no service dog. I'm tired of seeing service dogs on every corner. And he's immature and reckless around his children. You idiot. Man. You got the babies now. Come on now. That could have hurt one of his children or his wife. If you want to be an idiot, that's you. What are you doing with it in a national park? Oh boy, let me find here. I'm trying to find it. Let me see, can I find, no, that ain't it. Yeah, that's it, that's it. So family, we about to pull this up. Thank y'all for your patience. Let's say, so our brother says, I'm leaving to play in the background. Okay, though. Okay, all right, thank you. And says, Raider said, have a good night all. Everybody say good night to Raider. Jay Oliver say, we thank you stayed for as long as you did. Jay Oliver say, good night. Thank you for all that you do and all you've done for us. We got to be like family. We can't be funny with each other. We have to be supportive. Jay Oliver, and you've done a great job, and we appreciate you. All the knowledge, support, and help. And just, as we say in the South, you just fell right on in there. You were like family. You understand? You are family. Jay Oliver say, good night, Raider. Charlton say, good night, Raider. And Coasty say, good night, Raider. Now listen to this here. He said, okay, he said, H-Town, I need take off and cook dinner. Have a great stream. Thank you. And we will be coming to see you too. And your stream too, brother. We got the notifications on. Now, so family, let me go back down because I kind of skipped. So let's see where somebody said something that I want to say something. Somebody, I missed something somebody said. Oh boy, y'all something else in here, y'all. We doing this thing tonight. Betty Bob say, thank you so much, Raider, for all the lovely information. Good night, Raider. Love. Yes, indeed. Oh, I got them pulled up here. Now I got to find out where to go. So give me a chance here. Now, what is that? Oh, this is the what's called. Okay. Let me see. Can I hear it? Because I want to hear what's going on. Y'all give me some. Family, I told y'all we're going to get the receipts in here. We ain't going to just give you receipts. We're going to give you the invoices. We're not just going to tell you what you paid. We're going to. Oh, I almost did that funny thing. Okay, here we go, family. Here we go. Let's do this. Let me know if y'all can hear it. Now listen, H-Town, that was probably a domestic dispute. Remember, his wife is a Marine, will never miss. Somebody said something about the children, how reckless he was. Yes, Charleston, that's what I missed. Charleston say that ruined their vacation. Children were traumatized, felt bad for children. Yeah, because come on now. That sounds like a domestic thing, huh? Don't that sound domestic? Because both of them combat veterans, so you know they both probably got PTSD. He is in question, of course. I never heard her run around bragging about nothing. Thank her for her service. Listen, this is when he's asked directly. And this was supposed to be a favorable interview, but he was trying to run for office and it was making him look bad. Listen to this. Let me see. Hold on. They calling in to question his combat record I thought he uses his combat records to beat us down, to tell us that only people with a combat record should get VA compensation and VA health care. But is he really a combat veteran? Yeah, Betty Bob say, Charles say, Betty Bob's shipmate sounds like a child protective services should have been reported. Yes, 4 children they have. 4. I don't know how many at that time. And these are most likely small children. He didn't receive it while he was there. He received it 4 months before the incident, or it's backdated 4 months before the incident at the park. How we know it's not stolen valor? That's what our brother was saying. That's what Raider was saying. Sounds like stolen valor. When you take something that you didn't earn, that's not just pretending to be in the military. If you're claiming something that you didn't earn, that's stolen valor. If senators are all in the protecting children, why not? I don't hear no Democrats or Republicans saying nothing. They all should be going after it. Now listen to it. Now listen, it was a him. His name was Kim. She got that name gender wrong, but she didn't mean it. She thought it was a female. Now listen. He gonna say he going along with that the park ranger is lying. He gonna go along with. Listen to what's going on here. Look how he looking off to the side, not straight at the camera. So she just want to know the truth. Let's go over what they said. I want y'all to follow this here, because this joke ain't gonna be able to do nothing when it comes to our digging a hole, Tiny Tim. He ain't gonna be able to tell us nothing about our benefits because his credibility. Let's see. How do you drop a weapon and shoot yourself in the arm? Somebody popped him. It sounds like a domestic dispute, don't it? She just want to wing him, hypothetically speaking. Come on, man. With your children around, how you so careless? Why you got a weapon in a park that you don't supposed to have weapon in? So character assassination. He won't answer the question. Tonight we showing you something you didn't see. So listen, is he saying that I lied? He didn't say that, did he? Listen. And that's who he's running against, the incumbent tester. All right, family. Now, I don't know. It's playing on my end. It sound like some chicanery to me. Oh, I got on the wrong thing. I had it on the wrong thing. Sorry. Did I show y'all any of the video? Did y'all see any of it? I'm sorry, fam. Let me go back over here. I'm sorry. I had it on the, because that's the actual image right there. So give me a chance. Let me mute this. I'm so sorry. I didn't have it on the thing. Sorry. All right. So let me. Sorry. This the actual. I'm so sorry.
For stolen valor. This isn't when you were serving that you lied. Can defeat you, according to Axios, based on, quote, a wave of negative ads about the combat.
Tell me you can see it. I got confused with the actual slide and the actual video. Sorry. Cleared of active round. Sorry. Okay. Here we go. You were having a good time. Let's see. In my state, all weapons and cars supposed to be empty. Where was FBI? Yeah, cleared of active round. All right, let's see. Now I'm sorry, I got confused with the video and the slide. Here we go.
Record of yours, Tim Sheehy.
You see how I keep looking off to the side to read his cheat notes?
Okay, so let's get to it so the audience knows what we're talking about. They are alleging that you lied about being shot when you were serving our country, which you did honorably in Iraq and Afghanistan, and you received a Purple Heart and you received a Bronze Star.
Well, it's not honorable if you lied about being shot. It's not honorable.
That you said you received a gunshot wound to the arm over there, not for stolen valor. This isn't one of those things.
It is stolen valor. If he didn't, because that's based on merit. Merit is associated with valor.
But that, in fact, you received it in a state park when your gun dropped and you shot yourself in the arm, and they have a park ranger who swears you told her that, and that you just made up having taken a bullet in the arm when you were actually serving the country.
So he made up that purple getting shot in the arm in Afghanistan. We have MG Smith, H-Town. Good evening and family. Yes, indeed. You come at the right time.
So what's the truth?
Yeah, well, I mean, their entire campaign against me has been based on character assassination. I mean,
always deflecting. Listen how he deflects. And you're going to get mad when I pull to another thing. You're going to get mad. So keep your blood pressure down. Because look at all this splaining he do. We call it splaining in the Black community. Not explaining, splaining.
And that's all it's been since the beginning, because John Tester's been a rubber stamp for Biden Harris the entire time they've been in office, voted to impeach Trump twice, has consistently put America first policies, America last every single time. And, every time he's run, they spend hundreds of millions of dollars in the state, and they have one playbook, and that is to literally just smear the opponent to the point where they're unrecognizable. And they're doing the same thing to me. And
is he answered the question yet?
Of course, John Tester loves to pose as a friend of veterans. Well, the first time ever he's run against a veteran, all they've been focused on is trying to shred my military record. And of course, I have letters and statements signed by dozens of folks that serve with me saying, my military service was honorable, was fantastic, was a good leader, was a great teammate. And the truth is, during an insurgency war like we were fighting Afghanistan for 20 years, insurgency is messy. And, one of the most challenging parts.
He wasn't fighting for no 20 years. He wasn't even old enough to fight, I think, when it first started.
We had as SEAL teams over my several deployments was we would have Afghan forces embedded with us. And that means you're fighting not always alongside just a bunch of highly trained Navy SEALs. Much of the time, you were outnumbered by your own friendly partner force, sometimes 10 to 1.
So this guy goes into a whole bunch of who shot John. So Charles would say, MG Smith, H-Town, getting it, old female park ranger. Charles would say deflect. Yeah, he deflecting. Yes, he is. Charles say he wasn't on active duty in park. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Everybody saying hi to MG Smith. Has he answered the question yet, family? Did he shoot himself in the park? He never answered the question, has he? He talked about Kamala Harris. He talked about former President Biden. He talked about his opponent that he's running against. but not what happened in the park. What they got to do with what happened in the park?
Sometimes 20 to 1. You'll have hundreds of Afghans that you're responsible for training and then putting into combat. And
now he blaming the Afghans that he was training.
We call those green on blue incidents, which actually were very, very common, where you'd have Afghans who either intentionally or unintentionally would end up shooting friendly forces.
How he talk about that so casually? Do you think we would keep people around that start shooting at us that we train and they're not part of the U.S. Army? And we just, oh, okay, my bad. They just willy-nilly. He don't sound like he was in combat at all. Ain't no such thing. Somebody shoot. One shoot, we gonna think all of them up to something. This guy does not sound like a combat. Deflect, deflect, deflect. Come on, family. Listen, he ain't answered the question. Did you shoot in the park?
Sometimes they just put their weapons on full auto and start, shooting in whatever direction they felt like.
This guy sounds like a bad war movie. They just put their weapon on full auto and just start shooting like they want to. What you do? Just stand there and let them shoot you? Do you fire back and protect yourself? Yeah, when the war started in 2001, Tiny Tim was only 16 years old. He act like, yes, liar, pants on fire. Fam.
So it was a hazardous environment where we're dealing with, of course, actual hostile forces.
So actual hostile forces. First he said, family, that one of his team members shot him. Then he's saying, no, it was one of the SEAL team members. Now he's saying, it's what? It's one of these Afghans that they trained. He's all over the place. He's going, he's been telling these BS stories to people that listen. Look at him. Look, man, let's pull that up again. Liar, liar, pants on fire. He act like he was there the whole time doing the 20 years. No.
Who were fighting Taliban, Al-Qaeda, Haqqani Network, etc. But half the time, we've also got to have one eyeball looking at our partner forces. And
if you have to have your eyeball looking at your partner forces, that means you didn't train them properly. Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai. I hear you, bro.
When those incidents would happen, everyone remembers, the Pat Tillman incident, unfortunately, very, very clearly, where it was a tragedy, where Pat was killed by friendly fire. And
he still ain't got to the shooting in the park. He gonna bring in Pat Tillman, somebody who I have a lot of respect for. And I'm insulted that he would bring him up. He was an NFL, I believe he was a linebacker making millions of dollars. When 9/11 happened, he went and served his country, and he told his brother and family, if I die, don't let them politicize my service. Don't let them use me as propaganda. And his brother and family shut that down. His brother was serving over there too. That was his biggest fear, other than losing his life over there, I'm sure. M.G. Smith say this guy is a clown that's a sitting senator.
Of course, that investigation ensues and ends up destroying an entire command because they tear everything apart.
So he can't tell the shooting happened because it would mess up the mission. You can't hide stuff from your command. That's illegal. You can get court-martialed for that. That's called a mutiny.
Where Pat was killed by friendly fire. And of course, that investigation ensues and ends up destroying an entire command because they tear everything apart, investigate everybody all day long, every day. And even if the investigation proves nothing happened, the way the military works, as you well know, those investigations stick with those people for the rest of their lives and their career.
Yeah, that's what happens to us. When did anybody were you able to get where you can hide stuff from your command and not get prosecuted for it, not get reprimanded, not get an Article 15, not get court-martialed, but laws for me, but not for thee?
And oftentimes end those careers. In fact,
so you don't want your career to end, so you just keep it secret and you cover it up. What kind of combat veteran is this? What kind of veteran is this? We can't do that back on base.
Our task force, that deployment, had one of those incidents, that ended up being a career ender for a lot of guys. So, as a team commander, you want to keep your team intact. We were at about half strength at this point in our deployment. We'd had many teammates wounded and sent home.
So you're doing it not for your personal, yourself. You're doing it for the team.
And me as the team commander, there was in no position to be carted off the battlefield. Many of us.
I wasn't in a position to be carted off the battlefield. If you have a bullet wound, you need to be off the battlefield.
Were injured multiple times. We don't report that.
You don't report it. Are you insane? You're supposed to report if a weapon is discharged or lost. Like I told you in the last one when we went over this, I saw a commander lose their command because M16 was lost and they never could find it. And this was back on the base.
Simply because we're going to stay in the fight, stay with our team. We're going to finish our deployment and do our job. So unless those injuries are life-threatening, of course,
he's going to stay there and do his job. So that's why I lied.
If you've lost a limb like some of our teammates had, or there's a severe injury, you're gonna deal with that because that person has to be cared for. But otherwise, you just keep on moving. So it's unfortunate they decided to make this a focal point because it's a distraction. But that's what their entire campaign is about. It's about distractions because
he thought she was just gonna let it go. Now, I got a lot of respect because now you got to understand. Megyn Kelly, go watch the full video. Megyn Kelly is a lawyer by trade, not just a reporter.
Because they can't focus on the issues. That John Tester's a loyal Chuck Schumer vote every single time.
So he ain't never answered the question, did he shoot in the park? Listen.
Just to be clear, did you shoot yourself in the arm?
Now listen. Listen. She said, just to be clear, did you shoot yourself in the arm? Stolen valor sticks with you for the rest of your life too. And listen. Now remember what he says here. Remember what he says, because she said, just to be clear, did you shoot yourself in the arm? Come on, let's do this here. Here we go. Listen what she said.
Chuck Schumer vote every single time.
So just to be clear, did you shoot yourself in the arm?
Now listen, he pauses. Watch this.
No, that was never the allegation. The point is, it was a friendly fire ricochet downrange. That was never the allegation. Yes, it was. The park ranger said you did. You admitted to him that you did. That was never the allegation. Listen, you know why it was the allegation? This idiot told on himself. He told the park ranger. Y'all don't believe me, do you? Nah, that park ranger was a Democrat. Nah, this can't be true, right? Listen. Reported at the time. And after having
he's saying, look, I didn't report it at the time that I got shot. Listen.
At the time. And no, that was never the allegation. The point is, it was a friendly fire ricochet downrange. That wasn't reported at the time.
Wasn't reported. So that's dishonorable not to report gunshots because you could have been doing something nefarious trying to cover up something.
And after having
but they're saying, just so I'm clear, that they're saying, and I don't want to harp on this, I just want to give you the chance to explain yourself because this is their closing message. It's all about this incident. So if voters are confused, you're going to explain it to them. They're saying that you were in a park, Glacier Park, that you dropped your weapon, that it went off inadvertently and it shot you in the arm, and that there's.
So he dropped his weapon, and he gonna say later he fell down. So he fell down and shot himself in the arm at the same time. Y'all know what's up. It sounds like the domestic stuff. Coasty said, stolen valor sticks with you for the rest of your life too. Yes, indeed.
There's a park ranger saying she spoke to you about that. It looks like you spoke to the Washington Post and you said that you lied when you told the park ranger about this. So
he admit that he lied to the park ranger, but that's not what he's saying now. He admit that he lied to the park ranger. He told the Washington Post, I lied to the park ranger when I said I shot myself.
Oh, Which is it? Like, did you shoot yourself in the arm inadvertently in Glacier Park?
No, we've discussed this at length, repeatedly with every media outlet for the last year. It's been beat to death. The point was, at the time, I was injured and went to the hospital. They required a police.
What kind of injury? At the time, I was injured. Remember, they didn't catch him at the park. They had to catch him at the emergency room. He took off out of that park like a bat in hell. They had to track this joker. Listen. Now listen what this joker about to say. We having some fun here tonight, fam. Listen what he says. Back for a second. So he dropped his weapon and it went off and shot him. How many push-ups is that? Yeah, you in Charleston out of control. Listen, he shot himself in the same spot where he got shot during Afghanistan 3 years ago. The bullet, he's saying that's the same bullet in his arm. They didn't find two bullets. They found one bullet. So the other shot, the bullet magically disappeared. This is a Colt 45 now. He shot what he said that he had in the park. Colt 45. Y'all know what damage a 45 would do. Don't let it be hollow points. Huh? When they say, oh, you got a bullet in here. Oh, that's from 3 years ago. Special forces indeed. Yes, indeed. Fam, we gonna handle this thing.
I was injured and went to the hospital. They required a police report because any gunshot wound requires a police report of.
Hold on. He said he was injured. He didn't say shot, but there was a gunshot wound, so it requires a report. Hold on. I thought you said you were injured, not shot. Hold on, dude. We going over this again for a reason, fam.
A police report because any gunshot wound for the last year, it's been beat to death. The point was, at the time, I was injured and went to the hospital.
He was injured and went to the hospital.
They required a police report because any gunshot wound requires a police report.
So they saw a gunshot wound, but when he did his physicals in the military 3 years ago, they didn't see a gunshot wound. When he got out on his medical, they didn't see a gunshot wound. When he went to the reserves, and they didn't see a gunshot wound. He walked around in a combat zone. How did he keep it from bleeding? Because he said the bullet stayed in him. No infections. I'm sorry. Dogface Soldier say, what's going on, family? Love you. And especially my brother H-Town. Yes, love you all. Yes, indeed. Charleston say, evening, Dogface Soldier. Dogface Soldier. Jay Oliver say, Dogface Soldier in the house. Dogface in the house. Listen, I'm bringing this up again for a reason. You're not going to get it nowhere else.
Of any kind. And they said, we have to file this. We have to report this to law enforcement. And
because he had a gunshot wound in the same spot.
Support of any kind. And they said, at the time, I was injured and went to the hospital. They required a police report because any gunshot wound requires a police report.
So he got a wound. Now it's a gunshot wound. So they didn't say he had two different wounds, one injured from falling and the other injured from the bullet wound from 3 years ago. They just saw one wound. Bruh, if you shot 3 years ago and it was a bullet, this dude don't even know how to get his lie straight. He could at least say the other bullet was gone, but he said it was still in his arm. And when he fell, it dislodged it. So what that got to do with the shooting, though? He say he lied to the man. Betty say, hello, Dogface Soldier.
Report of any kind. And they said, we have to file this. We have to
you got to report any shooting. They
requires
report
a police report of any kind. And they said, we have to file this. We have to report this to law enforcement.
Because it was a gunshot wound.
And still having active team members, in the service who were involved in it at that time.
So out of his kindness, he didn't want to report it because he didn't want to jeopardize the mission that he was no longer a part of. So what part of the mission is taking a weapon into a federal park with your children and wife? A Colt 45. Oh, yes, indeed. What do you need that for in the park? You're putting your children at risk. So 45 automatic with 7-inch magazine, 7 in the magazine, 1 in the pipe. Come on now. My Lord.
I simply said, well, this is an old one. They said, no, we have to report this.
He said, oh, this is an old wound. Don't you think they can see that's a fresh wound? Don't you think that park ranger could see that that's a fresh wound? He said, oh, he just got the same wound, got shot again. It's an old wound. Now they say it's a bullet wound.
As a gunshot wound, to law enforcement. So,
and didn't go to jail. All us be in all kind of jail for discharging a weapon in a federal park, for putting our family at risk.
Yeah, I said, well, okay, fine. It was an accident. Even the Sportsman's Roof Sports Shooting Foundations have even said it's.
Now he's talking about a sports foundation. Listen to what Raider says. I've worked in the ER. That is not how any of this works. Old wounds don't bleed. He said he just fell. It's called a scar. But this joker, listen.
Literally impossible to have that happen. It wouldn't work. And a weapon of that size that had happened.
Now listen to this liar. I'm gonna come on over here because I gotta get past the commercial. She's just asking, were you wounded in the park? Listen to what our brothers say. Old wounds don't bleed. No. Man, this dude here. Man, I told y'all bus going over it again. You gonna get some stuff done here. This person, we ain't letting him. Now, we may not be able to keep him from being a senator again, but we can keep him from speaking against our benefits because he said we shouldn't get free S. No free blankets, no free stuff. She isn't even tracking this nonsense. Nah. My Lord, let's get back to it.
Work. And a weapon of that size that had happened.
Say, were you wounded in the park? Watch what he said. She said, well, were you wounded in the park? Listen to what she said. Now, let she get tired of it because she's trying to help him because she's a conservative like him. She kind of for him, but she can't get him a straight answer because she got to at least show that she's doing her due diligence. He thought it was going to be a softball interview. Now, listen, she's trying to give him as much as say, were you wounded in the park? No straight answers from him. Look at this.
It wouldn't work. And a weapon of that size that had happened.
You'll see this dummy how he looks. Does that look like a Navy SEAL to you? Do that look like a military officer, or does that look like a deer caught in headlights? Look like little Timmy who chopped down the apple tree. Little Timmy.
Did you have a wound, Tim, in the park?
No.
He said no twice. No. Listen what he just said. She said, did you have a wound in the park? She said wound. Listen what he said. Listen to this.
Said it happened.
Did you have a wound, Tim, in the park?
No. Yes, I fell and injured my arm when we were.
Oh, God. He said, no. Yeah, I fell and injured my arm.
Hiking. So that's why I went, because
I felt,
I could feel the bullet
arm hiking.
My arm when we were hiking. So that's why I went, because it's possible to have that happen.
A
weapon of that size that had happened.
Did you have a wound, Tim, in the park?
No. Yes, I fell and injured my arm when we were hiking. So that's why I went, because
fell and injured my arm. The gun went off at the same time. But he gets a Purple Heart 4 months before this happened. Made that sound suspicious. He didn't even tell him until this incident. Now listen to what Brother Dogface Soldier say. So much for him being a Navy SEAL. The most basic thing we learn in basic is watch your muzzle. My God. They learn that in whether you're in the Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, all this. We all have the same basic training. All of us, whether you're going to be in admin, it don't matter. Leave it to Timmy, 1950s TV show. oh, leave it to Timmy, 1950s TV show. I like that. Raider say, falls, wounds don't normally include shell casings. He had lead inside him. Bullet. Colt 45. And I'm not talking about the malt liquor. Come on, Raider. Now listen to brother M.G. Smith. Colt 45, you have to have your hand on the grip for it to fire. That's a safety. I know I have one. So because he tried to say it fell and it shot while he was falling. No. Sound like somebody was mad at him. Huh? Sound like he got popped. Trying to cover it up. Who was the insurgent? Huh? Was it somebody he made mad on that trip?
You know, I could feel the bullet get dislodged when I fell and fell.
He felt the bullet dislodged when he failed. He felt the bullet dislodged. So the bullet's been in for 3 years. He felt it dislodged. Or was that the bullet that just got put inside of him? Come on, man. This guy, family, this just H-Town. I'm a mental patient. God dog, man. They can't see this. And they talk down about me. I'm just a Southern man with just living down here, slow moving. But this is Navy SEAL. Now, listen to what man, y'all heavy on this one here. What we can take away from little Timmy is that he all bark, but can't even use his fundamentals when using a firearm. The first thing we do when it comes to firearms, they give us weapons that are not loaded in basic training so we can feel comfortable and learn the safety of never pointing it toward anybody. Let me know the other ones that I missed. Never point your weapon toward anybody unless you plan on using it. Always treat the weapon like it's loaded and check to see if it is loaded, but always treat it like it's loaded. Now, what else did I miss? Now, he didn't get that in basic training. I wasn't in special forces. I was in a tank. I wasn't even an infantryman. Now, Betty Bob say, H-Town, now will believe me when he pissed off his wife. Yeah, pissed off the wife. She told him to call Tyrone. That's a song from Erykah Badu. Call Tyrone. Man, remember what happened to Tiger Woods when his woman beat him with that golf club and he was laying there asleep? She put it. He was taking a nap. She was holding him. She put that on him. That is not medically reasonable. Come on now. Now listen to what Charleston say. That's why they have, because when you're dealing with a revolver, they have certain things on it. Man, this is crazy. I don't know what to say about this dude. He has safety off and grabbed weapon. I'm afraid 7 threatened wife. She grabbed piece and turned it. Bang. Triggered. Somebody was triggered. At this point, I don't honestly believe that he was in special forces. I don't. Let me ask y'all a question. Do you believe that he was in special forces for real? Yes or no? Put a yes in the chat if you believe in special forces. Put a no in the chat if you don't believe that this man went through special forces training or anything. This seemed like a Manchurian candidate. Look at the movie. Put in there what y'all think. Y'all opinion matters too. We got Meats in here. Said he probably was in special forces, but in support. Come on now. Check out what he's saying. I forgot this here. Everybody show love to Meats V69, Arizona. Listen, some people in special forces are medical. They have different positions. They don't necessarily have to be in a combat position. I forgot that. Thank you. Show love to Meats V. Man, do y'all believe he was in special forces in any combat situation? MG Smith say, H no. Betty Bob say HE double hockey sticks. Yes, and Raider says, Meats 69, that is true. He could have been attached in the rear with the gear. Yes, indeed. You can be attached to a SEAL team. Come on now. Now we starting to piece this thing together, ain't we? I'm yelling it because ain't nobody else telling it. Now listen, Charleston say, no, I think he was paper pushing SEAL team. Charleston see, you can't deal with them Navy people. They roast you. Jay Oliver says, hold on, let me put the music on for a minute and we're going to finish this video. But let me put, because we got to make sure, because y'all chatting away. We got to calm y'all down. Woo side. I got to see this big screen. Yeah, okay, now. Jay Oliver say, only of the hand a small bus in his team. Wow. Only if they had a small bus in his team. He was on a small bus. Oh, y'all know that one, huh? Yeah, he got a school early. Now, y'all say, hi, Meat. Meat, thank you. Everybody show love to me. Y'all say, hi, Meat. Okay. Then, Scarface Soldier say, Timmy is just a politician acting like he was a Navy SEAL. Timmy is the type of person that pees sitting down. Woo! He's the type of dude. Okay, now Betty Bob said, hello, Meats. I didn't mean to pause it there. Hold on. Look what he said. Raider said, look at her face. And she trying to give him a softball. And look at his face. Duh. Don't he look like Dennis the Menace? What's that TV show you said? Charleston, that 50 TV show. You made one up. Charleston say, that's Florida governor said he was a SEAL team. Turned out he lawyered for SEAL team. Wow. Stolen valor. Betty say, Charleston, 100%. Raider say, look at her face. Say how she is trying to do the math and it's not mathing. Now listen to Charleston. Thanks, shipmate. Only chief run SEAL team. Poser. Hold on. I forgot that even in the Navy, the enlisted are the ones that run the men. Am I correct? Just like in the Army, right? The sergeants are in control. Let me know if I'm right, y'all, because I wasn't in the Navy. The officer leads the team and gets the communication, but they don't tell the soldiers what to do. He would have to get that past the sergeant. And the sergeant, the chief in this case, we call him a platoon sergeant. This is chief, senior chief, or whatever. They would report the shooting, wouldn't they? Now, that means everybody was quiet about it. Leave it to Beaver, but Timmy. Coasty say, hi, Meeks. Timmy shot himself and was awarded a Purple Heart. Is crazy, LOL. Yes, indeed. Man, 100% Charleston Zimmerman. Family, y'all getting this thing. See, we not letting nobody talk. Look at this dude looking goofy. You think he looked like that when his wife confronted him out there in Glacier National Park? Talking about, yeah, I got all these children. Now, what you been doing? Was he looking at but beaver bub? Chain of command. You're right. Remember, I told you no officers told me what to do directly. And the one time that they did, I went to my sergeant because I can get in trouble and written up by my sergeant. The officer can't write me up. They got to get the sergeant to write me up. Am I right that the officer has to get the enlisted to write us up? Am I correct or wrong? Let me know now. Let's get back to this here. This dude.
On the arm, you could feel the bullet get dislodged.
This guy say he could feel when he fell down with the gun going off, he could feel the bullet getting dislodged. Oh man, if you get hurt that bad, how you feel anything getting dislodged? So what is he, some type of that sounds crazy. Wife caught Tim in a lie, and apparently he's not good at lying.
Hiking. So that's why I went, because I could feel the bullet get dislodged when I fell on the arm. You could feel the bullet get dislodged, and then went to the ER to say, hey,
look at her face.
Look, I've got internal bleeding going on here. I've injured my arm. Can you take a look at this? Make sure there's nothing serious going on here. And then
are there medical records where
so this man say he got internal bleeding, pretending like he ain't got no room. He say, I got internal. How he know he got all this internal bleeding and stuff? What, he got an x-ray machine? Sometimes the doctors don't know if you have internal bleeding. Let us know, Raider. Can somebody just evaluate themselves and say they got internal bleeding? Let us know. Now, this thing getting nervous on my ears, man. I'm enjoying this. Thank y'all, family. Now, Raider says this. He is the kind of person who would brag about how he was injured in Afghanistan if it was on the up and up. Yeah, if it was, he'd tell it then. He's not somebody that would hold it. Did you hear what Raider said? Raider HQ said he would tell it because he wants to be the super soldier. Huh? He want to be combat Timmy. You wouldn't hear enough. He would never keep it silent for 3 years, would he? Would he keep the fact that he got shot quiet for 3 years? No, if he got shot in Afghanistan in combat, he'd be telling everybody, even if it was his fault. So he would also be, no, I fell in the woods and I was shot and got a Purple Heart. Man, this guy's all over the place. You right. Charlton say Betty Bops. Got it. Timmy was messing where he shouldn't be messing. Look at that face. My God. Fam, when we pause, you catch things that you don't see. Now listen, Dogface say, my question is, Charleston, do you claim him as a shipmate, brother, claiming Navy? That's what we want to know. Is he a sailor? I'm sure you are ashamed of him. Betty Bob say DFS. No, I don't know what DFS will, but it means I ain't gonna ask. Charlton say, Dogface, been down this road, Timmy a disgrace. Oh man. You call a sitting senator a disgrace, bro. Do you feel bad about that at all? That's a sitting senator. Should you respect the position, not the person's integrity? Do they have to have integrity? Who's worse, Benedict Arnold, who was a war hero but disgraced the country, or this person that was combat Timmy, faking it, but disgraced the country? The one lying about that service and disgraced the country, or the one that didn't lie but betrayed their country and disgraced their country? Which is worse? Benedict Arnold or this guy? Now let's see. Raider says loss of pulse, artery bleeding, or hemorrhaging would indicate internal bleeding. Okay. I got you. I'm learning something. Dogface Soldier, thank you, Betty Bobs. Dogface Soldier say, salute, Charleston, salute. The answer is that he was an LT, and possible the team chief wrote his citation for him and the entire team that got injured during several missions while Tiny Tim was on the command vehicle. Now look, Combat Timmy, Dogface Soldier say, Combat Timmy, aka Tiny Tim, is worse because as far as I'm aware, Arnold never shot himself for a Purple Heart. Nah, he didn't shoot. He was too brazen. He was a war hero. Now, he didn't follow orders when the general told him to stay in the tent. No, he got up on his horse, and we know not because he walked, he had like a foot, at least a foot of his leg cut off because he wouldn't get his leg amputated. He got shot in the same leg. And who George Washington, who was a strong combat veteran at this time, he was older, he had a lot of respect for Benedict Arnold. They were about to make the Medal of Honor behind him, Hamilton, before he disgraced himself. They about to make it behind Benedict Arnold, but then he betrayed the country. Same H-Town, Timmy is sad excuse of a human being. So we know how you feel about him as a Navy member of the Navy. They're both been they're both Benedicts. Ooh, because you think a liar. Agree, Dogface Soldier. DFS. Fam, here we go.
Where the ER can say we did not treat a gunshot wound.
Well, there isn't. I mean, that's the point. You go in.
Now,
a gunshot wound.
Went to the ER to say, hey, because I could feel the bullet get dislodged when I fell on the arm. You could feel the bullet get dislodged, and then went to the ER to say, hey, look, I've got internal bleeding going on here. I've injured my arm. Can you take a look at this? Make sure there's nothing serious going on here. And then
are there medical records where the ER can say we did not treat a gunshot wound?
Listen, so we need, if you hear HQ, tell us listen what he's about to say and tell us if this is true. You work in the medical field. See if you know if this is true now. Watch what he says. She asked him, is there any records that can prove it wasn't a gunshot wound? Listen to what he says. Tell me if you believe this.
Injured my arm. Can you take a look at this? Make sure there's nothing serious going on here. And then
are there medical records where the ER can say we did not treat a gunshot wound?
So are there records that say that they didn't treat a gunshot wound right after he was at a Glacier National Park? Let's see.
Well, there isn't. I mean, that's the point. You go in, you check.
He said there isn't. We talking about on the civilian side of the game.
Check on it and you leave. There's not an extensive medical.
There isn't, and you leave. I don't know what he just said. Listen to what this joker said.
And I mean, that's the point. You go in, you check on it, and you injured my arm. Can you take a look at this? Make sure
you hear him stuttering.
There's nothing serious going on here. And then
are there medical records where the ER can say we did not treat a gunshot wound?
Well, there isn't. I mean, that's the point. You go in, you check on it, and you leave. There's not an extensive medical record for any of this stuff. And unfortunately,
what? Dislodged from what? This is what I want to know. Tom, he just talking, he babbling now. Dislodged from what? Now, a Raider says dislodged from what? Raider says there has to be medical records. You can't go to the ER without some report, especially if a gunshot wound, they have to report it to the police, which they did. And when they reported it, you think that they didn't definitely, if they had enough responsibility to call law enforcement and report it, you think they didn't do a full medical report that they had to get to the police? Are you insane? They report gang shootings and people, domestic violence. Come on. Uh-oh. Dogface say Timmy is full of dookie. Was what an embarrassment. Uh-oh. He coming straight out. Raider says This is a lie that a 5-year-old would give. Woo! I got Bobo. I got Bobo on my arm. Yes. MG Smith said, typically politicians, how do those people get elected? Because these people believe their stories. Hospitals want insurance money and they need to report to get it. So they have to have a report because then they could either be liable or they won't get the proper money from the insurance company. He's saying no report. Let's see what this joker talking about. Family, we're not playing with this tonight, are we?
Like that's the crux of this, is there's just not a whole lot to talk about. They decided to take this one report from a park ranger that I gave him that report. I stood in the parking lot, said, hey, this is what happened, and 5 minutes, we go on our way. And they decided to make that, the focal point of all this.
Confused.
So he admits to giving the report to the park ranger, but he said that the man was lying in the beginning about him shot himself. Look at this dude. Man, ladies, could you be married to this guy? I'm asking. I never dated men, so I'd have to ask the ladies. Could you be married to this guy, Betty Bops? Farm Girl Rebel, if you're watching. I know you relaxing with your family. Any other females in the room? Guys, would you feel comfortable going on a mission in the military, on a ship, on an airfield, in a tank, in a helicopter, just going to the range? Would you feel comfortable? Would you feel comfortable on a regular base with this guy? Would you be comfortable with him being your LT, your lieutenant? Dogface Soldier say, so this is the man that is attacking us veterans from our disabilities. Yes, indeed. Wow, even Stevie Wonder can see this, his BS. Yes, indeed. Now, not on your life. You wouldn't be able to, wow. Now listen to what Raider says. No shame for telling that tall of a tale. No red face, just unapologetic lying. I think the chat was right. His wife likely punished one of his lies. Yes, I like how you put that. Now let's see here.
This park ranger doesn't seem to be a Republican. Kim Peach is her name. She once mocked former President Donald Trump.
It's a guy.
I guess it's a him.
Kim is a guy. Now listen. So she's trying to discredit him because she kind of on his side. Family, we stopping now. That's some cold stuff, ain't it? Now, family, this man couldn't have went nowhere and admitted to lying to the park ranger, could he? He would never do that, would he? Family, so let's go. Oh, Lord. Not to one of his local papers. Family, tell me this ain't true. You tell me this ain't true. What does it say? Daily Montanan. Hope I pronounced that right. Sheehy said he lied about accidentally discharging shotgun. Now it's a shotgun wound accidentally in Glacier. So he did tell the park ranger that he discharged the weapon. First he said it was a 45. Now, we know, hold on, family. I'm from the South, so listen to me here. A shotgun usually have different type of shot. A shotgun would, depending on how close it is, would blow his whole arm off. And I know if he's talking about a single slug or deer slug, that's for deer. That whole arm would be mangled. So it wasn't a single slug, because that's usually a deer slug. Now he could have them little soft pellets, that bird shot, that's different. You can put different type of shotgun shells, and they can harm you and you hunting different things. Man, this guy here, he admitted to lying. Campaign says senator candidate lied to protect former service members. Now listen to what I said. He lied to protect who? His SEAL team, former service members, not the Afghans that he blamed. Let me read. I got to get all this chat together here. Fam, this man getting on my nerve. My glasses coming off. Oh boy, my bald spot done got bigger. My Lord. Now Charleston say, Raider did they have phones with screens in 2015? Now that I don't know. He admitted to lying after he was on with Megyn Kelly and said that they lied on him. So now he's saying it was true but he said it was a lie he gave to the park ranger. Come on, man, this guy here is all over the place. Now Timmy bragging would get on my nerves. He be paying child support and spousal support. I am so glad you men started seeing that what I was saying about his lies. I don't know how you know, Betty Bops. At first, I'm like, okay, that's possible. That's kind of far-fetched. No, it's not. It happened to Tiger Woods. He was laying there because his wife had beat him with the golf club. Now, it's funny, but he was cheating on her. So this happens when a woman get mad. We Southern, we know about them high grips. Now, Charleston say Tiny was on Tinder. Hold on, family. Hey, family, I need to catch my breath. Excuse me, okay? I got to catch my breath. Okay, that had nothing to do with Charleston's insensitive comment about the senator. Yes, it did. This man out of control. This man Tiny was on Tinder. Can you imagine when the women are flirting with him? What's your name? I'm Tiny. Do they block him automatically? Oh Lord, that's the last thing you want to tell a woman, right? Now, Dollface Soldier say, maybe the reason why Timmy just mad at non-combat veterans is because he must have got jodied by a non-combat veteran. Yeah, Jody took his woman. Now, you know she was in the military, in the Marines. And y'all know how I get down in the military. We all got stories, huh? We chill with it, but you know how Buck Wilder get in the military. They could write a whole TV daytime soap opera on the wild stuff happening in the military. Now, Charleston say, hunting in national park? Oh, wow. That sounds like a federal offense that you can go to prison. You can get years for that. Yeah, he had a shotgun. First he said it was a handgun because the bullet was a .45 slug. Now he's saying it's a shotgun. This guy, man. And how you shoot yourself in the arm with a shotgun? How you shoot yourself in the arm with a shotgun? Somebody was pointing it at you? Dollface Soul say, Charleston Timmy was playing Call of Duty and got a Purple Heart. Oh, Lord. Now, listen. Charles said, oops, got H-Town upset. Yeah, man, I was laughing. But then, yeah, man. now, now I was laughing. I couldn't catch my breath back then because you're out of control, man. Correct, H-Town. How do you shoot yourself with a shotgun while you're camping? And why would you be walking when he say he was hiking? Why are you hiking with a shotgun unless you're poaching with your children? Isn't that a bad example with your children disobeying park rules? He got a $525 fine. $500 for the discharge of the weapon and $25 for administrative fees. Now listen, Raider says he was a Purple Heart in the great domestic wars of marriage. He has the battle scars to prove it. Now, Call of, not Call of Duty, Call of, Now, he finally just went on and admitted, family. He just admitted it. He admitted that he lied. Huh? He just went on and admitted that he lied. And so now I want y'all to follow H-Town timeline. First, he admitted to the park ranger at the hospital that he shot himself. That's the first one. That's his first story. Second story, fell down at the park and somehow, he fell on a bullet or something. I don't know. It was a 45. That's what the bullet was in him. Then, hold on a minute. Who would be carrying 45 but officers? Officers carry 45s. I'm not wrong. Now, that's the second one. The third one, shot by a SEAL team member. The fourth one, shot by an Afghan that they poorly trained. And all this 1, 2, 3, 4 equals Purple Heart. And nobody that gave him this Purple Heart questioned this. I can't follow these lies. Wow. Fam. See, he's slinging mud at us, but he living in a glass house. So the first thing, number one, he said shot himself at the park. That's what he told the park ranger. First, he lied and said he didn't tell him that after he told him, but then admits that's what he told him, but I lied when I said that. He did admit to the park ranger that he shot himself. That was the first thing. He was I don't mean to put that two there. Remember, at a national park, this is Glacier National Park, no firearms are allowed, handguns or shotguns, because there's serious charges for poaching or having a weapon in a national park. Am I correct? That's why he received a $500 citation with $25 fee. We showed you the actual bill. Discharge of a weapon, okay? Somebody heard it and reported it to dispatch. So he was in Glacier Park. This dispatch got it. And they said it was a 45. And they reported to the park ranger. But by this time, this joke had ran on up out of there. Okay. Correct, H-Town. Okay. Because some stuff just don't make sense. Guess what? We're not even special forces, and we know that, right? Correct. Okay. He went to the emergency room. He had the wound in his arm. Okay, you can't get a wound for falling down, but however, don't they know the difference between a gunshot wound at a hospital and a wound because if a wound you fall down on, it's going to be bruising most of the time too, especially if you're pale as him. You know, he's a white man or paler skinned person. So that's going to be some bruising. Nah, they saw a gunshot wound. Timmy reminds me of Chris Kyle, both liars and both SEALs. Yes, remember what we showed you about Chris Kyle? He talked about he was doing Hurricane Katrina. He was up on the Superdome, and I thought it was 28 people. He said he sniped 30 people for looting. How can you loot in the parking lot that's flooded? Then he said he smacked, he punched, who he say he's punched in the face? He said this in his book. He said both, I think these in his book. And he said he was carjacked in Dallas, and he shot 2 of the perpetrators. And when the police got there, he gave him a card from the federal government to get him out. He just was known for lying. These guys have war stories. My mom would put on microchrome and say, walk it off. Jesse Ventura. Jesse Ventura was a Navy SEAL. You didn't see him bragging about all this here. I was this here, I was that there. He was, he said he was in the Navy SEAL, but he was cool people. He was down to earth, man. He didn't overdo it. He played in the movie Predator. He was a Navy SEAL. He knew the deal, but he played right in with everybody else, the actors. He didn't act like he was a big shot. Number 2. So first he said he shot himself. Then he changed his story till he fell down in the park. Lies. So he fell down in the park and got a bullet wound, and a bullet lodged in. And as you said, Raider, the bullet was this large when he fell. So what was the bullet doing there in the first place? So he fell down. So at the same time he fell down, this weapon was fired, because remember, there was a report of a mama wouldn't play. Yes, indeed. Can you imagine if he was your brother and he came online like this? Even if he was a Navy SEAL, mom would whoop him for saying, you got my nerves all worked up, lying about you was in combat, or you you shot yourself at the park. She'd be all on television. I can see mine. My baby, I don't know what that war did to him. And the way he acted like he wasn't even in a war, I'm lying about this, got my nerves bad. See, what's his saving grace is the medical records are private. Unless he release them, nobody will know. So that's how he's able to get away with this. And they didn't charge him with a crime. They should have charged him with a crime, but now he's a senator. So he feels emboldened to insult us because he feels like he's untouchable. Is he untouchable, family? If he's untouchable, put a glove in the chat. If he's not untouchable, put the word hand in the chat. If he's untouchable, you think we can't touch him with all his lies because he's a senator now and he can attack us. Now listen to what Jesse Ventura did. Ventura testified to Congress to cut the red tape for veterans' compensation benefits. A real man, a real dude, was governor, or was it Minnesota? Yeah. By court order, they're not private. Yeah, but they didn't do no court order. They didn't want to mess up his imaginary military career. Number 3, he was shot by a SEAL team member. So who thinks he's untouchable? He seems to be untouchable. I feel like he's untouchable. Who think that he can be discredited with this foolishness? Now, we wouldn't get away with this. Here he is. He took pictures everywhere. He wanted everybody to know that he was in Afghanistan. He took professional pictures. He would pose for pictures. What kind of stuff is this? This he taking a selfie, I guess. But he got pictures that look like AI. Probably is. If I was in the Navy, I would have had little Timmy walking the plank. Little Timmy is the bad man. Look at it. Now, he didn't get medical treatment. He got shot by a team member. He didn't get no medical treatment. That don't make sense. That's the third lie. And yes, he in there. Number 4, shot by an Afghanistan trainee. Remember, they said they were just shooting willy-nilly. Who ever seen people you training, even if they're American soldiers or sailors, would you let them just shoot at you? Ever trust them again? Would they have any more weapons in their hand? If you on a ship, is anybody going to be shooting at you and then we're going to give them weapons back, say, oh, just how it was? Anybody can catch a stray. Now listen, Dogface Soul say Timmy looks like he worked at Starbucks. Leave the fighting for us real veterans. Come on now. Now, Betty Bob say, hi, I say, got the glove on. Asked his team members if he is lying. That is a terrible photo, isn't it? You know, one of them said, one of the guys that served with him said it wasn't no bullet wound on him after that. One of the Navy SEALs said no. And the ones that did vouch for him did not say that it happened, the shooting. They just said they stand by his character, politics. You understand? But one say he didn't have no bullet wound. He said I was with him the whole time. After the so-called shot, after the shooting, he said it was no bullet wound on him. Because you know, people walk around with no shirts on. They walk because you see each other. You gonna know if somebody's injured. You darn near gonna have to do some stitches. All that disease and saying out there. Raider say you cannot get a Purple Heart doing training. Now that's interesting. Listen, the vest. Protection, okay, can't be touched. Raider said this doesn't pass the smell test. No, it doesn't. Even when he said Afghani did it, he say no medical treatment. How did he get out of it? Ooh, boy, so y'all look at this here. First he says, here's the key point. So it says, yes, Tim Sheehy admitted to the Washington Post that he lied to a Glacier Park ranger in 2015, claiming a self-inflicted gunshot wound during a fall was an accident. An accidental discharge of his revolver. Now, did you hear what I just said? Now, listen what I said. I told you he used both of them. Not only did he say it was a gunshot from his revolver, he also said it was a shotgun. When in reality, he was covering up a 2012 combat wound from Afghanistan to prevent an investigation that would harm his SEAL team. Cover up, is that a crime to cover up an incident like that? Is that a crime? Why wasn't he court-martialed? He explained that his real injury was likely from friendly fire. He say likely, he don't know. And that reporting it would have meant being sent home, leaving his unit short-staffed, and triggering a formal inquiry into the incident. So he concealed the wound for years, only revealing the truth when the Park Axe incident brought it to light. Hold on, he only revealed the truth when the Park incident brought it to life. I thought the Park incident happened after they awarded him the Purple Heart. So he must have told him about when he was in the reserves. That's when they gave him the Purple Heart. This ain't adding up. So the first thing was the lie in 2015. Then the truth, he's saying that it happened in Afghanistan, the reason for lying, and the Post brought all this out. Timeline, family. Was this a crime that was covered up? He did not report it to his chain of command. Is that a crime? Now listen to what it said. Dogface says, there you go, folks. Timmy lying his way up to Congress. Lied his way. Now, most politicians lie. Why do you consider this lie, his lies, to be more egregious? Why is his lies more egregious? Why would you call his lies more egregious? Let us know. A corpsman put a little iodine on and said, walk it off. Yes. But the corpsman would actually report it, right? Should he have been prosecuted under USMJ, Uniform Code of Military Justice, for covering up a shooting covering up an injury that could have compromised the mission? If so, put USMC in the chat. We're about closing out, fam. We get into it. And he was an officer. He could have been relieved of his command where he was people was over. And I mean dismissal, received a dismissal. Yes, indeed. Fam, just look at it. Purple Heart. Just want you to look at that. Who think? Now, Charleston say USMC. Yes, indeed. I want to ask you this question. Isn't this a very crooked road to a Purple Heart? How can you be on such a crooked road? So many contradictory stories to a Purple Heart, family. This is him trying to justify when he was running for Congress. He put out all this stuff. Look, they gave me all these credentials. Look what he said. This liar. He the one brought up. When you brought it up, somebody brought it up in the last live stream, and you brought it up, Raider HQ. He felt conscious. Listen what he said. He told on himself. Nothing appears to be consistent, which is problematic. Yes, indeed. He says, now listen to what he says. He says, this is when he released, I guess on his Twitter account somewhere. The press is even raising questions. And he did this on 10/4/2024. After he knew what the truth was. He said the press is even raising questions about my Purple Heart and Bronze Star for Valor. I was there when we were under fire with the enemy, and I led the rescue operations in total disregard of my own safety because it was the right thing to do. Is this man not tooting his own horn? Look, he say, I was there for the IED blast. He didn't say he was affected by it. Now you hear that, I was there. Did you get hit? Now the Washington Post is trying to twist it into stolen valor. He admitted to them. And so he put out his Bronze Star medal and his Purple Heart and some of the citations and all this here. This guy here, man. This guy here. This guy. We almost done. Raider, more unlikely than true. Yes, indeed. Problematic. Now, Dollface Soldier say, Argus, because his stories don't add up and get compensated with awards and medals for lying at the same time he is trying to harm us veterans that actually earn our service-connected disabilities. He lied about receiving a Purple Heart in combat. So most likely, what else did he lie about? Jay Oliver say, I still believe that Purple Heart was a team award due to a team shrapnel or debris injury written by the team master chief after a single assault for a combination of operations. That makes sense. That's what I was thinking. Raider say, I was directly under fire from Smokey the Bear in the woods. Oh Lord. It's dangerous in the woods. Charleston, what you say last time about how dangerous is that little comedy you said about being in the woods? Oh man, let me get this thing right. All right, now we getting through this, family. Now, he was at the Navy Academy. We know that to be true, hopefully. And he did graduate. He said he met his wife there, but how do we know what's a lie? Raider, touche, Raider, touche. And Charles say, Raiders still in my thunder. Y'all both got jokes, and I love it. Now, do you overall think he is a liar, or he's most just misunderstood, and he's a truthful person? Do you see him as a liar or a truthful person? If you had to describe him by one, which would it be? Now, he got 4 lies. Does that equal 1 Purple Heart? Let us know. Does 4 lies equal 1 Purple Heart? Now, I want to ask y'all again. Now, give me a number on this here. Do you think he should they reinvestigate his character of discharge? Should he get number 1, get an honorable discharge, meaning he met or exceeded standards, or should they go back and give him a general discharge, underperformance, medical issues? Should they give him number 3, a bad conduct discharge for unethical and unlawful behavior? Should they give him 4, a dishonorable discharge, felony, military prison? Which is it? So you say he's a liar, and Betty Bob say he's a liar. Jay Oliver says that he should get a bad conduct discharge. He won't qualify for benefits though. We call this in Navy equals C-story whopper. Wow. Now listen to what Rader says. I think they should revoke the medals if they cannot be verified. His discharge is not an issue. Okay. His discharge not an issue. Okay. I can respect that. That makes sense too. That's why I'm asking y'all. I don't know. Let us know, family. Now listen to what Dogface say. Timmy is more crooked than a dog hind leg. Dogface soldier would know. A lot of lies told here tonight by Timmy. Now, what is your final position? Why has Senator Tim Sheehy given 4 different accounts of the wound that earned him a Purple Heart? Why do you think he did it? Did he do it because he's an habitual liar? Did he do it he wanted to make himself more than what he was? He think he's better than other people. He's an insecure little kid. Why do you think he did it, family? Let us know. Why do you think he did it? Now listen to what Betty Bob say. He sounds like Tail Gunner John from the 1950s. Tail Gunner Joe. Okay. Wow. And we have to be prepared for people like this by exposing them. Now, can he destroy our benefits without us exposing him? Why would somebody that has such so much dirt in his past come out? And this is just the stuff that he admits to, that he contradicts himself with. Unprepared means unsafe. We need to know who the opposition is. Covering for wife, he caught with side piece on Tinder. And the idiot probably had her camping near. He might have had the side piece camping near where his family was camping. Huh? Remember, his wife is trained to use weapons. She's a Marine. A Marine officer she was, they said. So we need to stay on code, family, and do our best. You hear me? We got to stay together against these type of people. And my question is, with all this going on, where is Dougie? Has anybody seen him to stand up for us? And if you ever have any mental health issues or crisis, or you out hunting and you out on hiking, and your wife catches you out there, find out you cheating on Tinder, call the crisis line. Tell Gunner Joe. Oh yeah, Tell Gunner Joe was in World War II and lied, and that's how he got to the Senate. Wow. Man, didn't know that. A lot of them be lying about that. If this information has been informative, please smash that like button. Family, we did this thing tonight. Share this with others. We appreciate you for being here. We didn't mean for it to go 4 hours, but we got down tonight. We had our brother in here tonight. We thank him. He has a channel. When you get a chance, if you go check out his information, very informative. He influenced me, motivated me a lot. And our brother graced us with his presence tonight. He's going toward 10,000 subscribers. Go over there, look at the information. Remember, verify, just like with me. But everything I heard has been solid. Now, so appreciate our brother Raider HQ. He almost at 10,000 subscribers. And we want to thank our sister tonight. We'll do it again. She gave a $104 donation. Our sister, Farm Girl Rebel. Now, Charleston said, yes, Pastor Dougie says he's ready for new victims at VA. You know, I want to hear about that. I'm gonna go through. We ain't gonna get to go through tonight because it's 4 hours we've been on this and we didn't mean to do it. 18 likes and 10 watching. Come on, fam. Did we break it down tonight? We're not gonna cover VA law tonight, but we will go next night. And VA news, we're gonna let it slide tonight too. We'll get you on the next one. And about our channel, anything y'all want to say, go ahead and say it now. Our channel is meant to be informative, interactive, protective, respectful, transparent, and as much as possible, troll-free. All right? Now, our brother said, Raider HQ say, I enjoyed the live stream. Have a wonderful night. Thank you. Everybody show love to our Raider HQ. Show love to him and go check his channel out because he tells you from a Raiders perspective, a VA claims Raider perspective, how this thing works and the information. I've learned some stuff from him because he's looking at it from that other end. Jay Oliver say, and anybody that didn't get to tell us earlier, the people, Dogface Soldier and others that came later, y'all, anybody seen his channel before, let us know. Show him some love. Now, Jay Oliver say he doesn't want to be exposed as a hero by association. Your team gets a Super Bowl trophy and you as an equipment manager get a Super Bowl ring, even though you never touched the field. Yeah, he getting by proximity. Now, regular scheduled live streams at 6 p.m. Central Time, Sundays and Thursdays. Sometimes we have impromptu live streams. Betty Bob say, Raider HQ, Happy New Year. MG Smith say, salute to Raider HQ. Then Charlton say, good night, shipmate, H-Town family. Thanks, Raider. Again, Raider HQ, because he gave us like a full good hour of information. Yes, indeed. Betty Bob say, Dogface Soldier, Happy New Year. Happy New Year if we don't get to see each other. Might come in just say hi. We ain't gonna do nothing on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Betty Bob say, Charleston. Z, good night, shipmate. Yes, indeed. Then Coasty say, good night, family. We'll check out your channel, Raider. Yes, check it out, family, if you feel inclined to do so. I did. I've learned stuff over there. Now, how to contact us. Here's our contact information, H-Town Vet Northside at gmail.com. You can go to our YouTube channel, watch our videos and live streams. Cash App is here. And our PayPal. And we want to thank Farm Girl Rebel owner not a honeymoon. What you call it? Not the honeymoon. Her anniversary, she gave $104 donation. I guess that's for the fee that PayPal charges. That's very considerate. Thank her. She gave a very kind note. I appreciated that. Hope I ain't missed nobody. Job would say, Raider, thanks for the visit. H-Town virtual mansion. Good night. Hey, hold on. I want y'all to look. Hold on, before y'all leave, I gotta show y'all something. We didn't get to do it. Now here we at the after party. I need to ask you something. For those that are left before you leave, we're gonna ask you a question, but I want to show you something. I forgot that. All right, don't leave yet. Whoever's still here. What's the weather like where you at? I want to show you something. What's the temperature? Now we need you to vote. This is my daughter and my nieces. What you call them? This is they what you call it? They gingerbread house they make. We need you to put A if you like the one that says A on it the most. Vote, put A in the chat. If you like the one that says B, put B in the chat. Let us know. And we're gonna tally up them votes and might give you the what you call them next time, or might let you know now. I don't know whose is who. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let us know. Put an A. You see the A up there where you see right on the little piece of wood. What do you call it? That little piece of paper sitting on. If y'all don't mind, vote on that. Cause I told them, I say do it. I want to. Last year we were supposed to do it, but we didn't get to do it. H-Town, good night. You get some rest. I will. Happy New Year. Yes, indeed. 34 degrees in Pennsylvania. And then Betty Brown said good night to Jay Oliver and Farm Girl Rebel. Jay Oliver say, when you get married, everything is a honeymoon. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Jay Oliver say, Farm Girl Rebel born in temperature. Coastie picked A. So Charleston say a tie between A and B. Betty Bob say A. Then what's the name? Java say B. Like let's decorate. Okay. Oh, so that's almost tied, family. So let's see. Let me get a pen down here. I'm not gonna vote. Where's my pen? Here it is. So we got one for okay, I'm gonna put A and B. We got one for A. We got one for A and B. We got another one for A. That makes 3. We got another one for B. That makes 2. And then we got B for MG Smith say B. They tied. Better by say B is the house and A is the barn. I don't know what's what. Okay. So B is the house and A is the barn. So she say both, so we got to give you both because I'm confused. Then smart move, H-Town. Yes, indeed. I don't know. Well, family, I don't know what's up with y'all because both of them is tied at 4. So I don't know who's who, but family, y'all did that thing. Both of them are tied. We're gonna stop the votes there, 4 and 4. Let me see. Can I come on the? Oh, look at the barn. For those you still here, this is Farm Girls Rebels barn. She sent images. That's her horse right there. Almost look like he got 4 white stockings, but it might have wrap on his leg. Oh shoot, family. Hold on, let me get. All right, I missed. We about to close it out. So Merry Christmas to Farm Girl and her family. And we about to get out of here. This is like the last 2 or 3 slides. This is her actual farm. The first one, I just pulled the image up. And this is her and her husband's actual farm. Farm Girl Rebel. This them putting up that snow plow, getting that snow out the way. That's Farm Girl Rebel and that goat that eyeballs me. Reckless eyeballing. Disengaged goat. Good to see our sister. And family, that's it. Family, did we go over tonight? Hold on, I want to ask you this here. Did we deal with that half-truth, family? Half-truth, a lie. Seemed like he just did lie after lie. That was awesome. Beautiful. Thank y'all. Family, we want to say thank you for being here tonight. We're going to close out. We're at 4 hours and 11 minutes, and we thank you for joining us. I hope we got to the truth tonight, and we want to thank you. We appreciate you, and we want to say good night. Until next time. Betty Bob say, yes, thank you, H-Town. Okay, you're welcome. Until next time, love to the family. To all of you, good night.